And Dr. Bill McCune alongside me.
Yeah.
Bill, it's a great day to be back at the ballpark.
I'll say it is with all this activity going on. We're reminiscing here with some of the old former Otter players and spectators and personnel. Pam Miller, former assistant general manager, was out there in the field. Of course, her late husband, Jim Miller, was the first general manager for the Otters. And, of course, you have Steve Fritz, who was the assistant superintendent, who was instrumental in bringing the Otters here, simply because the Bossy Field, the field of Otterville,
right,
is owned and operated by the Evansville School Corporation.
That's right. Well, we saw a really good performance, a complete game performance from the Otters last night, both in the field, at the plate, and on the mound. It all started with Tyler Vale's 10 strikeouts.
I will agree with you on that. And from the first pitch on, the Vale boy was in complete charge, and he had, and of course, you were nice enough to bring him up to the booth here to say hello to me, and I had the honor of saying, "Hey, the man with the snake."
Yeah, the venomous slider.
The venomous slider, and that is going to be heard all around the Frontier League.
That's right.
I mean, that is, every time Vale goes out to pitch, they'll say, "Hey, the snake is on the mound."
That's right. That's right. And I think it was good for Ryan Long not only to get things started offensively for the Otters, but he was able to hit another home run. It seems like he's going to be able to straighten out his swing.
Well, I hope so. You know, in batting, Dave, one of the secrets of hitting is the rotation of the hips. You can take a stride with your feet. You can bring your shoulders up or bring your arms out or whatever you want to do. Nothing is more important than those hips. When you rotate those hips, that means you're committed to swinging.
No, I couldn't agree more. And then not only Ryan was able to get things done offensively, but Cronin once again was able to set the tone. He had an RBI single as well as a solo home run as well. So 3 total home runs, and Calabrese's confidence was able to boost as well with his solo home run.
Well, yes, you're right. And, of course, when you talk about Cronin, you said, do I know the other radio announcer for Windy City? And, of course, I went over and said hello to him. And
Terry.
Yes, and, well, the point I'm going to make is this, that you advertised last night that he was kind enough to introduce you to Giordano's Pizza. So I told him, I said, hey, this is your last opportunity to be in Evansville. From now on, anytime that Dave mentions that Giordano's, I said, I'm kind of locking the city up on you. He might have to take a room over in Hopstop.
That's fair enough. So we're looking for another good performance today. Tyler Beardsley on the mound for the Otters. He's coming off a win against the Florence Freedom, where he pitched very well. He pitched in the rubber match against the Florence Freedom, and he was able to. He only gave up a couple runs, and was able to give the Otters a chance to win. The Otters unfortunately had the game tied at 4 after 8. And they're able to win Sunday's game in 10 innings. But Tyler Beardsley pitching very well on the mound for the Evansville Otters. If you look at his stat line in particular, Beardsley comes into today's game with a record of 5-3 with a 2.83 ERA. And more importantly, he has a pretty good strikeout to walk ratio as far as throwing strikes down the middle of the plate.
He does 68 strikeouts compared to only 26 walks. Now, that's a pretty good average. And let's hope that his control is there tonight, and he throws more strikes than he throws balls. And, of course, let's hope that those pitchers are hit on the ground. And we got, easy, say 6 to 3 outs or 4 to 3 outs, whatever you want to say, rather than seeing, because that flag is flowing over there, and here comes one of the maintenance men coming up to say hello to me, and I'll tell you what. Okay, Glenn. Glenn's been here with us for many, many years, and I think it was his wife that introduced him to the Otters. So,
okay.
Anyway. Enough is said.
No, I met Lady Elizabeth, a wonderful, wonderful person.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'm glad that she's at the ballpark.
So am I. So am I. Lady, yesterday we went to see the bone doctor, and he gave us good news, saying that the bones on her right side of the pelvis is healing, slowly but healing, and it's going to take time for the left side, but because every time she walks or takes a step, the motion, of the pelvic bone and the, I guess the femur, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's going to take time.
All right. Well, we're going to take some time out. We have a special pre-recorded interview for today's sponsor, ARG, and Preston, our Director of Communications, was nice enough to talk to the head director of ARG, tonight's sponsor, the AIDS Research Group. And as tonight is 90s night at the ballpark, we have 90s theme music, as well as Nickelodeon slime for the kids. It's a great day to be at Boston Field. When we come back, we'll get to our pregame interview right after this on Evansville Otters Baseball. This is the Otters pregame warm-up right here at 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
Now let's go inside the clubhouse for today's one-on-one with the Evansville Otters.
Back on the pregame warm-up on 91.5 FM WUEV and the Otters Digital Network. Being joined by Stacey Easley of ARG. ARG, one of tonight's partner sponsors here at the ballpark with the Evansville Otters. Just to start out, talk a little bit about ARG and what is ARG's initiative and just a little about what you all do here.
We're the AIDS Resource Group, and we're in our 33rd year of service into the community. We serve 11 counties in Southwest Indiana, and we focus on HIV and community health. We do HIV and hepatitis C testing. We have HIV care coordination, which is case management specialized for those that are HIV positive. We provide health outreach. We do harm reduction focused education, and we're about enhancing everyone's community health. So showing people how to make better choices for themselves, and that the basis that you start out, the smallest that you do, will improve your health overall.
And if you kind of had to narrow that down into like one slogan, one message, what would that be?
We're here to enhance your health. We're here to help you be the best that you can be, have the best life that you can have.
And would you be able to kind of elaborate on, I know you said the 33rd year, but kind of elaborate how this organization got started?
We started in the mid to late 80s by a group of volunteers. People were coming home and dying due to the virus. There was no education, there was no support. So a group of volunteers got together and they started the agency. We were incorporated in 1991, and we were one of the first care coordination sites in the state. We were one of the pilot programs.
Especially with this year partnership with the Evansville Otters, what's made this partnership between the Otters and ARG just seem to work for this year, and what you all hope to get out of it?
More community awareness. We're here for 33 years, but did you know about us beforehand? But yeah, so 33 years, and people also still aren't aware that HIV is still an issue, hepatitis C is a growing issue, and that the little changes can help improve your health and reduce your risk factors. And so our partnership with the Otters is going to help increase that awareness.
And just talk a little bit more specifically about your all's night here tonight at Boston Field. You got a lot of events going on, obviously creating a lot of awareness among the fans, but talk about just some of the things that people can expect to see with you all being here at the ballpark tonight.
We're going to throw out some t-shirts. We have lots of t-shirts to give out. We're going to have a couple of prize drawings, little door prizes, make sure that people are visiting the table and getting their tickets. You're going to see me walking around, probably talking to people, answering questions. We have a resource table, so people can come up and get information, learn about the agency, meet some of the staff. We're a real friendly group.
And just to finish out here, if people have any questions or want to find out more information, then how can they contact the ARG or even visit the office itself?
We are located behind the old post office in that U-shaped building. We're on the second floor, Suite 213. The address is 101 Northwest 1st Street. Our Facebook page is AIDS Resource Group, and we have a majority of our information and events posted on there. Our website is www.argevansville.org. You can email me at director@argevansville.org. That's pretty much the best way.
We want to thank ARG for being out here tonight with the Evansville Otters and Stacey Easley for your time here on the pregame warm-up. We'll be right back after this with First Pitch on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of Evansville Otters baseball on 91.5 FM WUEV Evansville.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
It's game time for the Otters on 91.5 FM WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
3-1. Long. Toward right. Toward the corner. Toward the foul pole and over the wall. Fair. Home run for Ryan Long.
First pitch. Cronin crushes it in the air to deep right field. He backflips it and it's way out of here.
Don't forget, Otters fans, you can catch every Evansville Otters broadcast on 91.5 FM WUEV, online at evansvilleotters.com, and through the WUEV mobile app.
Roxon deals the 2-2 pitch. Fastball called strike 3 on the inside corner. Vale rings up Bissell to end it, and the Otters are going back to the postseason.
Now, let's go out to the ballpark for all of the action.
Welcome to beautiful Bossy Field here on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV. The Evansville Otters in Game 2 of their 3-game set against the Windy City Thunderbolts. Dave Nguyen and Dr. Bill McCune alongside me here, and it's a beautiful day in Otterville land.
Oh, I'll say, and that flag is just flirting over there to left center, and just the slightest little breeze, and just makes it comfortable as far as I'm concerned.
And Tyler Beardsley will be on the mound today, coming off a win against the Florence Freedom. And he's looking really good lately. He's thrown 60 strikeouts and only 23 walks.
Well, let's hope he's got good control today. And I just noticed Dave Cronin, as he was waiting for the throw from the catcher to second base to start this game, he put his hand up to shield the sun from coming into his eyes. So I guess, again, it's a bright sun, whereby the first baseman, right fielder, and second baseman are going to possibly have some trouble seeing the baseball.
Beardsley, the right-hander on the mound for the Otters. He'll be going up against Omar O'Bregan, Christian Funk, and Bryn Martinez. Batters 1, 2, 3 in this Thunderbolts lineup. First pitch from Beardsley, a called strike on the outside corner to the left-handed batter in Omar O'Bregan. O'Bregan is switch hitter, batting from the left side, trying to gain an advantage off Beardsley. Next pitch is inside, belt high to O'Bregan. Count even at 1, no outs, no score. We are underway here at Bossy Field. Beardsley from the right side of the rubber kicks and fires his 1-1. Be a breaking ball in the outside corner, falling for a strike after a swing and miss from O'Bregan. Count moves to 1-2, no outs. Beardsley, the California native, digs in, and he kicks and fires a 1-2. Be a breaking ball in the dirt. Count even at 2, and Beardsley trying to pick his corners early in this at-bat.
Well, that's a good point what he's doing, Dave, because if you notice that stance he's got, once he strides, he automatically is locking himself up for an inside pitch.
Beardsley will step off the rubber as O'Bregan calls time. O'Bregan was 1 for 5 yesterday with a single and 2 strikeouts. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss.
I tipped it in as a strike, but not a strike 3. I shouldn't say strike, it's a swing, but not a strike 3.
So the count remains even at 2 after the late foul tip.
Right.
Beardsley fires once more. Here's a 2-2. That's a swing and a miss on a slider for strike 3 and out number 1.
Good way to start the game with a big strikeout. And again, those swings that Omar took, they're lazy swings, like they're defensive swings, not aggressive.
They were just, he's laying his bat out there. He's trying to reach it. Oh, it's a slider.
Yes, right. Good call. Is Mom and Dad listening tonight?
Mom and Dad are at my cousin's graduation party, so they'll listen in when they can. I'm missing out on a family party with a pool. So, but I'd rather be here because, we get paid to broadcast these games and cheer on these Evansville Otters as Funk has an 0-1 count. Here's the next pitch. It'll be a ground ball foul off the leg, it appears, of Funk. Rolls toward the third base side. Count moves to 0-2 with 1 out. The Funk, Christian Funk, was 1 for 3 yesterday with a double. He also reached on an error, and he struck out twice.
And he made that sensational leap in the air to rob one of our players of a possible double.
That's right. Here's the 0-2 from Beardsley.
Strike 3.
Ooh!
Nope.
Unfortunately, it's a ball outside. That's a good 50-50 pitch from Tyler Beardsley right there, the California native. Count moves to 1-2 with 1 out.
I don't know how you could let a pitch like that go by. I mean, to me, it was the outside corner. Same pitch.
It's a late foul into the Otters dugout. Count now at 1-2, 1 out.
If you notice, both of these batters so far, and I know it's early in the game, just 2 hitters, but both of them don't execute good swings. They're just like, maybe that ball's moving too much. They're trying to locate it and just, make contact. But their swings are just, I'm going to put it in the F category. Fair.
2-2, the count, 1 out. Beardsley shakes off a sign from Calabrese. Now he kicks and fires a 2-2. Swing and miss on a breaking ball from Tyler Beardsley. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the first.
Now that was the best swing of either player so far in this game. He didn't make contact, but it was a good swing.
To the plate now is Bryn Martinez. In his first at-bat yesterday, he had a 2-out triple that fortunately Tyler Vail was able to get out of a jam of in yesterday's contest.
And the only Windy City player didn't strike out yesterday.
That's right. First pitch is low and outside for a ball to the right-handed batter left-handed batter in Martinez. Count moves to 1-0, 2 outs. Martinez batting .262 on the season. Yesterday he was 1 for 3 with his triple, and he also walked. Gets a called strike from Beardsley, count even at 1. Taking a deep breath and stepping back into the left side of the box is Martinez. Beardsley fires a 1-1. Be a pop-up, shallow left field, and Grieshaber's there for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Beardsley. We head to the bottom of the first, no score. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The pizza brick road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the pizza brick road. Road down to Tyroni's. The pizza brick road. The pizza brick road always goes to Tyroni's.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at ibew16.net.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. It'll be Cole Belair on the mound for the Windy City Thunderbolts. Belair comes in with a record of 2-3 and a 4.22 ERA.
Pretty good slider, or a curveball.
He'll be facing batters 1, 2, 3 in the Otters order. It'll be Cronin, Grieshaber, Ryan Long. Cronin at second, Grieshaber in left, Long at third. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Castro, Calabrese, and McNamee, followed by 7, 8, and 9, Phillips, Cullen, and Gould. Cronin stepping to the dish. Left-handed batter hit 2 hits yesterday, the RBI single, and the second, and a solo home run in the fourth.
Yeah, let's hope that Dave starts the game off with being on base, whether it's a hit, an error, a walk, or a home run.
Cronin this year, his on-base percentage climbs to .361, slugging at .371. A integral part of this Otters lineup, and he has hit the ball very well as of late. Here's his first pitch. It'll be a ground ball foul down the first base line. Count at 0-1 to Cronin and a lefty-righty matchup. Cronin, the native of the suburbs of Chicago, was glad to be home earlier this week when the Otters faced against the Joliet Slammers. Here's his 0-1. It'll be a ground ball to the second baseman through the hole, a base hit. O'Brien can't come up with it, and it's a leadoff single to start the game for the Otters and David Cronin.
Way to go, David. It was a shot there the second baseman couldn't get because it was in the hole between first and second. And he pulled it just enough.
That's right. O'Brien couldn't get his glove down. To the plate now is Keith Grieshaber. Unfortunate for Keith, I talked to him in the clubhouse today. I said, I'm sorry that your 19-game hit streak has ended. And you made note of it last night. In his last at-bat, he was out by just a hair. He was hustling down the line trying to see if he could stretch his leg to reach out an infield single. He shows bunt and will miss the attempt for strike one.
Yeah, that was a bad. I don't know if that was a base hit, bunt, or a sacrifice because you see he jabbed at it. He took a step toward first base and he jabbed. Now, that's the wrong way to sacrifice, but it might have been for a hit. I don't know.
0-1 is not delivered as the throw over to first is not in time. Cronin, a very good threat on the base path. If we look at Dave's stolen bases this year, he has 14 swiped bags. That's third best on the Otters. Grease Saber's first with 20.
That was close.
And Cronin gets back in the nick of time.
Yeah, he had his motion going a second. Not that he was running, but he was just had the forward motion, and the pitcher really whipped it over there. He was lucky to get back.
0-1 the count to Grease Saber. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. Going down to second base.
Safe.
He is safe. A very delayed call by the base umpire and Preston Childers. But Cronin gets in there safely with swipe bag number 15. So he is one stolen base behind Jack Meggs. It's Grease Saber with 20, Meggs with 16, and now Cronin with 15. Hunter Cullen has 10.
You know, you called a delayed call by that umpire, and it was a delayed. And sometimes the delayed call is manufactured because the umpire wants to make sure. Strike three.
Ooh, Grease Saber called out on a third strike looking for out number one.
Well, I was going to say, the umpire is hesitant in calling an out because he wants to make sure that the infielder or whoever has got the ball in his glove. But in the case of a slide and he's safe, should have been an automatic.
To the plate now is Ryan Long. And, Bill, I couldn't agree more with your comment.
Oh, thank you, sir. I read it in a book.
As well as the newspaper, right? Long was 2 for 5 yesterday with the RBI single and a solo home run. 1 out, bottom of the first. And there's a wild pitch there by the catcher, or by the pitcher, Belair. The catcher, Koffel, can't get the ball in time. It goes through the 5-hole, and Cronin trots on over to third without a throw.
Well, all we need is a fly ball now to get the first run. Let's hope that Ryan either gets a base hit or he gets a sacrifice fly. Either way, I'll take it.
Well, it's important for the Otters to score early and often. They have a better record when they score the first run of the game rather than coming from behind. Here's the next pitch to Ryan Long. It's a ball outside, belt high away to the left-handed batter, Ryan Long, the man from Crandall, Texas. Count moves to 2-0 with 1 out.
And Ryan is using a different bat, if you notice.
I do.
Yeah, it's not that brownish one. Now it's a kind of...
it's got a black barrel.
Yeah, it's half and half.
That's how I lick my milkshakes. Half vanilla, half chocolate.
All right, so it's a 2-1 count. New bat. I wonder if he broke the 0-1 in batting practice.
The 2-1.
Ooh.
Wild pitch.
No.
And Cronin does a good job of getting back there. A pretty good block there by Koffel, the catcher, to prevent Cronin from touching home. It's a count at 3-1 after the check swing from Ryan Long.
Now, the other night we had a similar play where the runner on third attempted to go home, and he was out by a mile. And so Cronin played it safe. That ball didn't get by the catcher more than 20 feet. And the pitcher was off the mound covering home, too. So, okay, we got a 3-1 count. It's got to be a fastball. There it is.
Swing and a drive to right field. Going back is Cockrell. And making the catch will be Fukuhara in right center field. That'll score the run. And sac fly RBI for Ryan Long gets the Otters on the board.
That's what counts. I'll take that RBIs every time. That means he's got, let me see, Mr. Ryan, I know he had 50-some. He's got 55 now. That makes 55.
And that'll be leading the entire Frontier League.
Well, let's hope so.
So Cronin touches home on the sac fly from Ryan Long. 1-0 Otters. To the plate now is Carlos Castro. Castro was 1 for 3 yesterday with the RBI double that occurred back in the 7th inning. First pitch to Castro is a foul ball in front of home plate.
That was a pretty good curveball. That Castro was a little late on the swing, and he just, at the end of the barrel, did he make contact.
His next pitch is in there for a ball this time. Count even at 1 with 2 outs to the man from the Dominican Republic. Here's the 1-1 to Castro. A fly ball going foul down the third base line. Count moves quickly to 1-2 with 2 outs.
And the pitcher that's going to retrieve that ball from Windy City really hustled out there. Probably would have got there tomorrow.
The next pitch is a roller in the dirt.
And that pitcher just flipped it to some young boy. He got to go home happy.
Gets a souvenir.
Oh, yeah. A $20-some baseball.
The 2-2 to Castro will be popped up, shallow right field, and the second baseman O'Brien is there to get the final out of the inning. Sac fly for Ryan Long, brings in David Cronin. 1-0 Otters after 1. We head to the top of the second. You're listening to Evansville Otters baseball on the Otters Digital Network in 91.5 WUEV.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Evansville Otters play here on 91.5 FM WUEV.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Dr. Bill McCune on the call. We're in the top of the second, 1-0 Otters, and Beards has a 1-0 lead heading out on the mound. To the plate for the Thunderbolts will be Chase Cockrell, the right fielder, followed by Tyler Alamo, the DH, and the center fielder, Taisei Fukuhara. Beardsley had a comfortable first inning. He had a clean inning with 2 strikeouts in the 3 batters he faced. First pitch is ripped right at J.J. Gould for out number 1. Heads up play there by J.J.
I'll say that was a rocket that that didn't take off, but boy, that was we were lucky. That was a base hit. I shouldn't say we, because it would only have been a base hit. So.
Right. So heads up play there by J.J. Gould to get the fly out for out number 1. Long at third, Gould at short, Cronin at second, Castro at first, Calabrese behind the plate. First pitch to Alamo's dropping in there for a strike. Count at 0-1 with 1 out. We have Griesaber in left field, Hunter Cullen in center, and Elijah McNamee, Big Mac, in right. Next pitch is a called strike in the knees of Tyler Alamo, the right-handed batter. Count moves quickly to 0-2 with 1 out. Beardsley takes a deep breath, kicks and fires. Here's his 0-2. It'll be a swing and a miss on a slider that bites very, very bad to make out number 2.
I tell you what, that was way out of the strike zone. It might have come, when it was about 5 feet in front of the plate, it might have looked like a strike. But boy, when it ended up, it was way outside. But, BC got a strikeout, and that's what counts.
So the plate now is Taisei Fukuhara, who was 0-3 yesterday with a walk and 2 strikeouts. He will swing and foul this pitch late behind home plate. Caught the handle of the baseball bat. Count was 0-1 to Taisei. He was in the Milwaukee Brewers organization, and he swung and missed at a pitch that was bad.
A one-hand swing. He was with the Milwaukee Brewers, organization.
And, yeah. Here's the 0-2. That'll be outside for a ball. And apparently the Brewers affiliate let him go because the manager unfortunately couldn't understand and talk to him.
Oh, really?
The 1-2 is a breaking ball in the dirt. Count now even at 2 with 2 outs.
You know, one of the things I got to pat myself in the back was many years ago with the Padres when I was employed by them, we had a lot of Latin players on our teams.
The 2-2 be a pop up to left field. Playable for Grease Aber. Now Cullen comes over. He says, I got it, and makes the catch for out number 3.
I'll finish my...
No, go ahead.
I'll finish it after the next inning.
Okay, well, we got another clean inning for Tyler Beardsley as we head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Otters right here on the Otters Digital Network at 91.5 WUEV.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Sinorama Evansville for their support this season. Sinorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Sinorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at sinorama.com/in-Evansville. Sinorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. 1-0 Otters are in the bottom of the second. To the plate will be Rob Calabrese, followed by Elijah McNamee and Dakota Phillips.
Yeah, what I was going to say, Dave, was the fact is we had a lot of Latin players on our rosters, the minor leagues, and a lot of them didn't speak English. So I suggested that we hire a translator. Okay. Where we taught basic English. In other words, how much does it cost? Hello, you know, things of that nature. Not that you're going to be fluent in English, but somewhere where they would go into hotels and restaurants, they'd be able to converse a little.
Got it. Calabrese has a quick 2-0 count, 2 balls that were low in the dirt. Calabrese hit a home run last night. He also hit a home run last Friday. So 2 home runs within a week for Rob Calabrese. Next pitch, swing and a miss on a good breaking ball from Belair. Count moves at 2-1, no outs. Bottom of the first, 1-0 Otters. Or bottom of the second, excuse me.
Back in 1980, I was,
2-1, that's in there for a ball. A questionable call, a good 50-50 pitch from the right-hander Belair. Count now at 3-1 in favor of Calabrese. He will definitely be given the green light.
Back in 1980, we had the Padres. Oops, there goes Passero. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So the throw from Funk to Coffey at first was off the line. Coffey had to step off the bag and did not tag Calabrese in time. It's an infield single for the Tottenville native.
No. It was recorded as an error.
Was it?
Yep. Again, you know, you and I don't decide. It's that official scorekeeper.
So it will be ruled E5?
E5, yeah.
Okay. Well, it gets on base at least.
Yes, it counts. Yeah, it makes no difference whether it's a hit or an error. He's on base.
To the plate now, Elijah McNamee. First pitch to him is upstairs for a ball. Count at 1-0 to Elijah. He was 2 for 4 yesterday with 2 singles as well as a stolen base. One of those singles was driven to center field and was able to drop. Belair throws over to first. Throw is not in time.
Now, I was going to say, back in 1980, Bradenton, the Padres, we had a a team down there in Bradenton, Florida. Anyway, so I was down there.
The 1-0 is dropping in there for a called strike, belt high to the right-handed batter, McNamee. Count even at 1 with no outs.
I was down there to evaluate and help coach. And we had, out of the 20-some players, 18 were Latin who didn't speak English, except the one.
Breaking ball in the dirt, low and away to the right-handed batter, McNamee. Count moves to 2-1.
Jamie, who was our catcher and, of course, a college grad, he was the only one who spoke English, and he was our translator. So every time we, the manager and I, spoke to them, Jamie would translate.
2-1 is low and away once more. So that's 3 pitches low and away to McNamee. He shows his power in batting practice as well as his ability to hit the ball to the outfield. We saw that yesterday. And it seems that Belair is taking note. He wants to pitch low and away to the power hitter from Mississippi State. Swing, and that'll be fouled behind home plate. Count now full to McNamee.
So anyway, to end the story, Jamie was the translator, and the players were making so many mistakes. Ozzie Gillian, who later became, we know, a major league manager, and his son plays for Gateway in the Frontier League, or last year he did anyway. He was a hot dog then.
Payoff pitch is ball 4 upstairs. So the first 2 batters in order for the Otters were able to reach base. Trotting to second base is Calabrese. He reached on an error. And trotting down to first base is a McNamee. He works a walk. To the plate now is the designated hitter, Dakota Phillips.
You're up by 1. Now, whether you bunt to look for more runs, or do you let Phillips hit away? That's a big question. I'm going to say he's letting him hit away.
So do I. I don't think Phillips has the speed to bunt down the first base line. He definitely has some power. We've seen him hit home runs to dead center field. First pitch to Dakota drops in there for a strike, knee high to the left-handed batter Phillips. Count moves to 0-1, no outs. Runners on first and second for the Otters. Calabrese reached on an error. He's at second. McNamee on first. He walked. 0-1 the count. Belair will dangle his right arm over the mound. The catcher, Koffel, will set up outside. Here's the 0-1. Check swing from Phillips. Doesn't matter. It's strike 2 called.
He opened those hips up and then kept the bat in the shoulder, but opened the hips, and that meant he committed himself, and that was a curveball dropped over that plate. Too late to swing.
Phillips batting .238 on the season with 35 hits.
And good power to straightaway center.
The right-hander and Belair. Well, think about a pitch. Phillips steps out of the box and calls time. On deck will be Hunter Cullen. Phillips has an on-base percentage of .293 on the season. 0-2 the count. And now time is called once more. Phillips, 35 hits, 22 RBIs, and 6 home runs. As today is 90s night, a very, very good promotion by the promotional staff, headed by Elspeth Urbina. There'll be another foul ball behind home plate.
Well, to quickly end the story, Ozzie Gillian was a hot dog in those days. He still was, but a nice kid anyway. And they didn't speak English. So one day the manager got so mad he started rattling up. From now on, whatever you do is going to cost you $5. Everybody understands? See? Everyone understood that money.
Next pitch is low in the dirt to Phillips. Counts moves to 1-2 after the breaking ball from Belair.
Yeah, you didn't need to translate. They understood the money. See.
See and no.
Yeah. Oh, that was a bad team.
1-2 the count to the Nacogdoches, Texas native. Here's the 1-2. The way upstairs and away for a ball.
Yeah.
For a count that started at 0-2 is now even at 2-2. The first 2 pitches to Phillips were inside, and one was a check swing on a slider. Next 2 pitches were away and upstairs. Phillips should be careful of the inside pitch for a strike. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and it'll be strikeout number 2 on the day for Bel Air, 1 away here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, that's, I hate to say that, but that's one of, Phillips got good power when he makes contact, but there's many, many times his bat swings through pitches, unfortunately. That's why, in all honesty, if, and I'm not criticizing, it may sound like it, but I'm not, but knowing your ball players, Phillips strikes out a lot, I would have had him bunt because I didn't want to take a chance, which he did, in striking out. Know your players, the ability they possess.
To the plate now is Hunter Cullen. Back-to-back lefties in order for the Otters. First pitch to Hunter is low and away for a ball. Count at 1-0 to the left-handed batter from Newport Beach, California. Man who loved growing up rooting for the Dodgers and continues to whenever he can. It's hard watching the Dodgers during baseball season when you're playing for the Otters.
Oh, really?
1-0 is outside for ball 2.
I scouted for the Dodgers.
Did you?
Oh, yes. In fact, my first major leaguer was Jeff Torborg.
Okay.
If you remember him, he caught Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale's many no-hitters there with the L.A. club.
The 2-0 to Cullen. Ground ball to first. Backhand stop to second for 1, and going to first will not occur. So a fielder's choice by Hunter Cullen. Out at second base is McNamee on a 3-4 putout.
Yeah, Jim Campanis, or Al Campanis, was the general manager. Jim Campanis was one of our first Kansas City Royals catchers, his son. But he didn't last long.
Okay.
If his name wasn't Campanis, I don't think he would have been there.
Got it. So 2 outs, runners on the corners for the Otters. J.J. Gould to the plate. His first pitch from Bel Air is a ball upstairs. Count at 1-0 to the right-handed shortstop. J.J. batting .203 on the season and an on-base percentage of .300.
I'd take a gamble and send Hunter down and see if there's not a bad throw by the catcher.
The 1-0 will be a breaking ball in the dirt. A handful of J.J.'s RBIs have been with 2 outs.
Yeah, Al. Andy's not giving any signs at all down there, so I don't know if Hunter is on his own to steal or what, but
swing and a drive, it'll be drifting foul down the third base line. If that ball straightened out into maybe 20 feet or so to the right, it would have been a fair ball down the left field line.
Yeah. And there's that pitcher who hustled this time, and now he's giving the ball. Oh, he's going to hand it to somebody.
That's very nice.
A kid in a beautiful, what do you call that, a lime shirt?
Yep, lime green.
Yeah, lime green, okay.
And it's fitting for 90s night tonight, as lime green is the same color as the slime from Nickelodeon.
Oh.
There is slime throughout the ballpark for the kids.
Okay.
Next pitch is low and away. Hunter Cullen takes second without a throw.
Now, have you noticed last night with the same catcher, his throws were bad, and there are times he never threw at all, just like in this case here. So that tells you one thing. Steal. Bases, not anything else.
Right, 3-1 the count to Gould. Runners on now second and third for the Otters. The pitch be popped up in the air to the outfield. Backing up is Martinez, and he makes the catch. The Otters leave 2 stranded, both in scoring position. 2 up, 2 down at Bosse Field. 1-0 Otters to score on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The local Pepsi Bottling Group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi Bottling Group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
WUEV listeners, you can catch Evansville Otters baseball this week, Tuesday through Sunday on 91.5 FM WUEV. And remember, the Otters pregame warm-up begins 15 minutes prior to first pitch. You can listen on 91.5 FM, WUEV.org, EvansvilleOtters.com, and through TuneIn Radio. It's Evansville Otters baseball on WUEV.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen on the call, as well as Dr. Bill McCune. And Tyler Beardsley's on the mound, and he wanted me to let everyone know that he's dedicating this game tonight to his brother's girlfriend's dad and Mr. Harry Hansen, who unfortunately passed away. And Beardsley pitching well on the mound, wanted me to let everyone know that everyone is listening in. And Beardsley, the California native, is going to do his best job, as he does always. He's pitched very well, especially towards the second half of the season. So shout out to the Hansen family, and I hope that everyone, including Bill and I, our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Yes.
Micah Coffey to the plate. The first pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Beardsley has 2 clean innings thus far. Of the 6 batters he's faced, he's thrown 4 strikeouts. On my part, he's thrown 3. 0-1 the count to Coffey, the first baseman. Here's the 0-1. He'll be blowing away to the left-handed batter, Coffey, for a ball. Count even at 1 with no outs. Coffey yesterday was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts and a walk. The Thunderbolts struck out a total of 16 times yesterday, as they were shut out 7-0 by the Otters. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball from Beardsley. Count moves to 1-2.
And now, Dave, if you noticed, that was a breaking pitch that was down, breaking by his ankle. It's a left-hand batter, and as I often say, those lefties like to golf swing those pitches, and chances are 8 out of 10 they miss.
The 1-1 is now, I couldn't agree more. The 1-1 is now fouled down the first base line. Count now moves to 1-2 with no outs.
Yeah. You know, tonight we're very lucky. We have Secret Weapon is here with us tonight, and doesn't have his radio on, although he was bragging about the radio. I'll be listening to you, but he's not right now. And then Lady Elizabeth, my beautiful wife.
Oh, she's in attendance as well.
She is in, making her second time this year. She is doing well in the recruiting program. And then just coming in was Barbara and Tony Santora,
right.
2 of our favorite fans. And they're sitting down in the seats in front of us. And Barbara and Tony, glad to have you tonight.
Well, glad to have everyone in Otterville coming out to the ballpark. Another beautiful night of baseball. 2-2 the count to Coffey. Here's the next pitch from Beardsley. He dropped in there for a called strike 3. Out number 2, strikeout number 4. Out number 1, strikeout number 4 in the day for Beardsley.
That's right.
Here in the bottom of the third, top of the third. Oh, boy.
And they're liable, if that continues with 16 strikeouts last night, here we are in the third inning, and Beasley has got 4 already. If they reach 10, that hitting coach will have those guys out there tomorrow morning swinging at batting practice.
First pitch from Beardsley to the new batter, and Brett Koffel as a called strike on the outside corner to the right-handed batter, and Koffel, the catcher today, 0 for 4 yesterday with a strikeout.
All right.
Next pitch is swung on and will be fouled for strike 2.
Yeah, I'm going to change what I just said. If I was the hitting coach, I'd say, fellows, tomorrow morning, mass is at 8. Be there.
0-2 the count, 1 out. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a foul ball off the handle of the bat of Koffel. Count remains at 0-2. So, see this pole that is right in my way. I can barely see Cronin when he's out there on second.
Well, I can talk to the school board and ask it that remove that structure.
Good luck with that one.
The roof may cave in, but that's okay as long as you can see.
Next pitch from Beardsley is outside for a ball. Count moves to 1-2 with 1 out. So there is a bit of a hole on the left side of the middle infield for the Otters. The 1-2 will be low and away for a ball. Count now even at 2 with 1 out. Gould at short, Long at third. Gould playing a bit deep on the edge of the outfield grass in left field.
Shading toward third, which he always does. I don't know why he does that. I mean, normally catchers would give the sign to the pitcher.
The 2-2 will be a line drive that'll drop into center field for a base hit.
If you notice, he muscled that one into a base hit. And that was a high pitch, kind of locked his arms in to his chest, but yet he was strong enough to muscle it to a fly ball, cheap fly ball into center. But I was going to say, a lot of times catchers would give the sign it's a curveball, and the pitcher would flip his glove some way, indicating to the second baseman, shortstop, it's a breaking pitch, and therefore they would then favor going toward left field.
Swing, and that'll be a base hit over Gould from Tyler Straub. Runners now on first and second with 1 out for the Thunderbolts.
You know, I'm going to say it, and people may not like it, but I'm going to say it.
Okay, be careful.
You said it the other night on the radio, and I'm going to say it tonight. If J.J. was playing the normal shortstop position, that would have been a line drive out. He had to run over to a normal shortstop position, jump in the air, and it went by him. If he was playing, now he's playing, well, anyway. So be it.
The Thunderbolts had 9 runners left on base last night, and the Otters 7-0 win. Here's the first pitch to the leadoff hitter in Omar O'Bregan. Takes a first pitch ball outside, and the all-star catcher Calabrese will trot on the pitcher's mound to talk to Tyler Beardsley. And I think it's an important decision for him to do that right now. Beardsley doing well so far. He has a little bit of trouble right now with runners on first and second, 1 out. Double play intact, as well as an open bag at third. So play at third, second, or first. And I think that was a good job by Calabrese to try to settle in Beardsley.
Oh, that's a good call on your part. That's what we need more of, to be honest.
The 1-0 swing and a miss on a breaking ball from Beardsley. Count even at 1. Something must tell me that Calabrese went out there and said, hey, your slider's working. We'll try to work that in a little bit more, but you got this.
Well, if you remember, Omar looked terrible at the first time at the plate and struck out, and he just looked bad on that one again. So what I would do is I would throw nothing but breaking pitches to this guy because his swing is terrible. He's waving at the ball. He's not swinging. He's waving. And the parade didn't go by yet.
Waving hello?
Yes.
Stretching the bat out there. Oh, hey, everybody.
Yeah, hey, I'm here.
2-1 the count to O'Bregan after the last pitch was a ball. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a foul ball down the first base line. Good contact by O'Bregan, who struck out back in the first. On second base is Koffel. He singled. On first base is Straub. He also singled. Coffey struck out looking to start this top of the third. Otters lead 1-0. 1 run on 1 hit. The sac fly from Ryan Long scored David Cronin back in the first. 2-2 swings and miss. There's that breaking ball again.
See now, all right, he's been up twice. He has missed that slider every time. Now, the one he just slammed down the right field line, that was a fastball, waist high. He hit that. But the breaking pitch, he is yet to hit. So, if he comes up another 2 times because he's a leadoff hitter, just give him that slider. Give him that slider. A catcher has to remember what the batter looks like on different pitches.
Christian Funk, the left-handed batter, to the plate. First pitch is low and away for a ball from Beardsley. Count at 1-0 with 2 outs. Funk is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout swinging. Yesterday he was 1 for 3 with a double, reaching on an error, and then he struck out twice. Next pitch is a called strike on the outside corner to the left-handed batter, and Funk. Count quickly at 1-1.
Yeah, he struck out twice last night and got that double. And then, of course, he did. He got on with an error. I can't recall what it was. It was, the pitcher's error. That's what it was.
The 1-1 will be a breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves to 2-1 with 2 outs. Tonight is 90s night. Are you familiar with any 90s, anything from the 90s?
No, I'm not. I'm from the 50s.
Okay.
I'm on the good years.
Okay.
He had the roaring 50s and the the roaring 20s and the wild 50s.
Wild 50s? The 2-1. Low and away for a ball. Count moves to 3-1 with 2 outs. Important pitch right here for Beardsley because he doesn't want the bases loaded with 2 outs.
Right.
We have an open bag at third with 2 outs. Play at third, second, or first. It seems that Gould and Cronin, Gould playing, hugging the second base bag in the outfield. Cronin playing back a bit towards the edge of the right field grass.
You were asking about music of the 90s and the 50s. In the 50s, when the singers, Dean Martin, Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Perry Como.
The Rat Pack.
And right, when they sang after this pitch.
3-1.
Ball 4.
And that'll be a breaking ball in the dirt for a ball 4. Bases juiced for the Bolts.
Yeah. Now, what I was going to say, Dave, in the 50s, the singers, when they sang, you understood the words. They had words to the songs. It's not like today. It's hoo ba 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 ba. Yeah. Hoo 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 hoo.
Are you imitating rap?
Well, is that what that is called?
Yeah, rap or R&B and hip hop.
Well, I don't know, but I know I turned it off.
Fair enough. Are you a Fridays with Frank and Sundays with Sinatra kind of guy?
Yes.
On 1210 WPHT in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
First pitch, ground ball to Castro. He'll touch the first base bag and gets Beardsley out of the jam on 1 pitch. We head to the bottom of the third, and a good job there by Castro.
Yes,
you talk
sir.
about his defensive play, it's more underrated.
Castro is one of the unsung heroes of this team as far as defense goes.
We head to the bottom of the third, 1-0 Otters on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
Party with Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
And it's you and me and the bottleneck.
You've seen them on TV. You've seen them in the movies. Now, Saturday, August 3rd, 7 p.m., Victory Theater.
Those funny people smile. How can there be
Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. Tickets on sale at Ford Center Ticket Office or Ticketmaster.com. New album, Louie, Louie, Louie. A tribute to Louis Armstrong, Louis Jordan, and Louis Prima. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
Keep listening to win tickets.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. 1-0 Otters. We head to the bottom of the third. Top of the order we go in the Otters lineup. Cronin, Grieshaber, and Long.
Dave, just interrupting. Did you notice the catcher there again? Here he is. He winds up, throws it, and it's a high throw to second base off the target. That's why I would be stealing it, because last night I witnessed the same thing. He is not a good receiver. He misses too many pitches, and his throws are erratic. Enough said.
All right. No, I couldn't agree more. I don't have anything else to add. I appreciate your analysis. First pitch to Cronin. Drops in there for a strike off speed from Belair. Count at 0-1. Cronin has the only hit for the Otters today. He led off the first with a single and scored on the Ryan Long sac fly. Cronin shows bunt and unfortunately misses it. Count will move to 0-2.
And what's the umpire coming on? Oh, the catcher got hurt. That's what it is. You ever notice that when the catchers get hurt, or the umpires, they always walk out and give the pitcher a ball just to kill time and give time for recovery. Anyway, so be it.
Now, good.
I was going to say, as a catcher, I know what that guy feels like. I know he's the pain he's incurring. We can't say it publicly on the phone, on the radio. You know, we used to have a trainer here in the Evansville Braves, Dave Presley. He went on from here to be the Atlanta Brave trainer for over 20-some years.
Oh, wow.
And Dave was a super guy. But one of the things Dave had is one of those little things that would freeze you, whatever they're called. I'm lost track, but they'd spray a freeze-on.
Antifreeze?
Yeah, and no matter what happened.
There's a pop-up from Cronin, and the first baseman, Coffey, makes the catch for out number 1.
So no matter where you got hurt, he'd come out with that spray, and it would freeze everything, and or try to freeze. And he'd come out, and I'd say, "No, Dave, no, stay. I don't need you. I don't need you." Anyway, so be it.
To the plate now is Keith Griesaber, who unfortunately ended his 19-game consecutive hit streak, but
got on base, got to walk.
And entering today's game, he has reached base 26 consecutive times.
26?
26.
Oh, okay.
That's a record.
Yeah, I'm quite sure it is. We're getting on base, whether it's by a walk, an error, or a hit. You're contributing to the team.
1-0 the count to Griesaber after the first pitch from Belair was a ball. Here's the 1-0. It'll be a line drive up the middle off the pitcher's mound. Throw over to first. And looks like the shortstop Martinez is able to get Griesaber in time for out number 2.
See, now there's a good case. Keith hits the ball up the middle. Maybe 5 foot on the shortstop side of second base. And he makes an average or ordinary play. He scoops it up, throws it out. Now, if you're not playing a normal shortstop position, it would have been a base hit.
To the plate now is Ryan Long. And no, you mentioned that comment earlier because there have been times in the season, including earlier tonight, JJ has shifted over to the left or to his right a bit at the shortstop position.
He does it all the time. I don't understand why. Like I said, he doesn't know what the pitch is, and if it's a curveball, okay, but not every pitch.
The 1-0 to Long, loaned it for a ball. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. What makes Ryan such a good hitter is his plate discipline. He's at a left-handed batter. He's not going to swing at the pitch that's low and away or inside. This next pitch is low and away for ball 3. There are times where Ryan Long will have that pitch that's low and away that will hug the outside corner and occasionally be called for a strike, as well as the belt-high pitch inside. And Long is committed to his plan as far as swinging at a pitch in his hitting zone.
Right.
The 3-0 is outside for ball 4. 4 pitches, and it'll lead to a walk. A 2-out walk for Ryan Long. First time he has been on base tonight.
What you just said describes a lot of baseball technology, and that is know your strike zone, what you can hit and what you can't hit. And when it's in your zone, you swing. And when it's not in your zone, you let it go by.
Carlos Castro to the plate. He had an RBI double last night in the 7th. His first pitch from Bel Air. Swinging a drive. It'll drop for a base hit in left field. Castro found good contact on the first pitch he saw. There are now runners on first and second with 2 outs for the Otters, and Rob Calabrese to the dish.
I'm going to lay 8-5 that Mr. Castro swings on the first pitch mostly every time.
And sometimes,
even when it's a ball.
Yeah, this is from pitchers I've been talking to. The first 3 pitches of an at-bat might be the best pitches the batter will see.
Oh, that's true. I'll agree wholeheartedly. As a catcher, the first pitch I want has a strike. So whether it's a curve, fastball, or what, I want that to be over the plate.
Calabrese with runners on first and second. He was 1 for 3 yesterday with a solo home run. Here's his first pitch. It'll be a breaking ball outside. Count moves to 1-0 to the right-handed batter, Calabrese. The Tottenville, New York native, located on Staten Island. Long at second, he walked. Castro at first, he singled. There are 2 away. In the bottom of the 3rd, 1-0 Otters. 1 run on 2 hits.
Ryan's got a good lead there at second base.
The 1-0 to Calabrese drops in there, belt high for a called strike. Count even at 1 as that pitch was belt high, but a bit away from the right-handed batter, Calabrese. Count even at 1 with 2 outs. On deck, if we get there, will be Elijah McNamee. The catcher, Koffel, sets up outside, and the next pitch from Bel Air is right down the heart of the plate for strike 2.
That was a good pitch. Too good to let go by, especially at runners on base, especially a runner on second who could score with good speed. The outfield's playing deep.
1-2 the count, 2 outs. Koffel will set up outside once more. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball foul as the handle of the Calabrese bat catches that ball down the third base line. Count remains at 1-2, 2 outs. 1-0 Otters the score. 1 run on 2 hits. And another scoring opportunity for the Otters. They left the runners on second and third back in the 2nd inning, and unfortunately did not bring a run home. They scored 1-0 after the sac fly from Ryan Long in the first. 1-2, ground ball to third, and he will tap the third base bag in funk to get the Thunderbolts out of a jam. We are 3 up, 3 down from Boston Field, heading to the 4th. 1-0 Otters against the Thunderbolts on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The Pizza Brick Road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the Pizza Brick Road. Road down to Tyroni's. The Pizza Brick Road. The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Lynn and Bill McCune on the call. 1-0 Otters is we're in the top of the 4th. To the plate for the Windy City Thunderbolts will be Chase Cockrell, Tyler Alamo, and Taisei Fukuhara. Cockrell today is 0 for 1 with a fly out to J.J. Gould at shortstop back in the second. Cockrell 1 for 4 heading into this game. Singled and struck out 3 times yesterday.
Yeah. And we have a pretty good crowd here again tonight, Dave. I'm going to say close to 3,000.
I think I'll agree with you there.
And that's a pretty good crowd for a beautiful day like today. 4,000 last night. And the Otters are entertaining. You know, where can you get a better, bit of action for $6 than here at Bosse Field?
That's right. The third oldest baseball stadium in America. So we have a lot of loyal fans here. And, Bill, it seems like you're a crowd favorite.
Well, I've been here too long.
1-1 the count. No outs. Here's the next pitch. That'll be a breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves to, it'll be a called strike, excuse me. Count moves to 1-2. No outs. Top of the fourth, 1-0 Otters. Beardsley digs in. Here's the 1-2. Line drive. And that will not be caught by a diving greasaber. Cullen backs it up. And there's a play at second base. And it's standing there safely with a double in the nick of time is Chase Cockrell, leadoff double to start the fourth.
I want to say this, Dave. Here you have Keith out there in left field, and you had Hunter in center. And I'll tell you what, both of them, I didn't think they were going to come close to that play. However, Keith made that diving stab. I got to give that Otter outfield credit. Boy, they are hustling. To me, that was an automatic double from the minute it left the bat.
So the tying run at second base for the Thunderbolts, Alamo to the plate, the RBI leader for this Thunderbolts ball club, 28 RBIs on the season. Alamo takes a first pitch ball from Beardsley, the man from Sacramento, California, attended Sacramento State. Here's the 1-0. It'd be a called strike on the outside corner to the right-handed batter, Alamo. That was belt high away, count even at 1.
And there's that big hole up the middle. I don't understand it.
Well, maybe that'll be a question I'll ask Andy tomorrow night.
I would.
Swinging a foul ball behind Calabrese. Count moves to 1-2. No outs. The go-ahead run for the Thunderbolts at the plate. Tying run at second. Runner in scoring position after Cockrell led off this top of the fourth with a double. Here the 1-2. That'll be a breaking ball in the dirt. Count even at 2. No outs.
You know, in the major leagues, Dave, you've got what you call advanced scouts. So if your team is going to play the Phillies, let's say in the next series, then that advanced scout is in Philadelphia watching the Phillies and recording everything. Right. Third baseman may be wearing
2-2 line drive, dropping into center field. That's going to be a base hit. And scoring from third base is Cockrell. An RBI single for Alamo. The Thunderbolts' first run of the series, and this game is tied at 1.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what I'm trying to say is the advanced scout, he records everything that he sees and forwards that to the manager. So when your team comes into Philly, he has the report of what the advanced scout has seen. And anyway, oh boy.
Taisei Fukuhara to the plate, no outs. Tie game at 1. First pitch from Beardsley drops in there for a strike. 0-1 the count to Fukuhara, who flew out to center field in his first at-bat. Here's the next pitch. Be a breaking ball outside to the left-handed batter, Fukuhara. Count even at 1, no outs. RBI single for Tyler Alamo. Ties this game at 1 after Cockrell scores from second base.
And the third base coach down there has got his watch on. He's timing everything.
1-1 and swing and a miss from Taisei Fukuhara on a breaking ball from Beardsley. Count moves to 1-2.
Right. You got to throw the breaking pitch to this guy. Don't throw fastballs.
Beardsley with a deep breath. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt once more. Count even at 2, no outs.
Okay, 2-2. No outs. Third base coach is not making any signs except playing with the stopwatch. Now maybe he's timing the release of the pitchers.
There'll be a fly ball to left field. Hustling is Long and Griesaber. And Keith, it falls off of his glove.
Error. Overran it. He overran that play.
So that'll be an E7 on the recorded play.
Right.
It hit Keith Griesaber's glove and unfortunately popped out.
Well, what he did, Dave, he overran it. He hustled. You had Ryan running out there to help, and then you had Keith running full speed. You got to give him credit. And he just took his eyes off the ball, overran it, and then he had to leap backwards, and that's what it was. He had to leap backwards, and his reach, the ball jumped out of his glove. Anyway, it's an error, but still it was a hustling error.
So there are still no outs. Runners now on first and second for the Thunderbolts. They have tied this game at 1, and showing bunt and fouling that to the third base line is Coffey. Count at 0-1. Coffey today has struck out looking back in the third. It'll be Micah Coffey, the first baseman.
And again, they don't know how to sacrifice bunt. Today, all the players that you give the sacrifice bunt to, they're running. They're trying to jab the ball and then run and try to get a base hit. That's not the object.
0-1, swing and a miss on a fastball that blows by Micah Coffey. Count quickly at 0-2, no outs. Runners on first and second. We have a tie game at 1. After the RBI single by Tyler Alamo, Alamo stands at second base. On first base is Fukuhara. He reached on the error moments ago by Keith Griesaber and left. Beardsley gets the sign, checks the runner at second, the 0-2. That'll be upstairs for a ball. Count moves to 1-2, nearly hit the batter Coffey. Now sometimes, will the pitcher throw upstairs and either inside to the batter just to try to get him to get off the plate just a bit so he can increase the strike zone?
Oh, yeah. Ryan Doran, you probably never heard of him. He pitched for the Los Angeles Angels back in the 50s.
The 1-2 ground ball. Backhand stop by Castro. Now he can't get it. Throw over to first. Beardsley covers the bag.
Whoa,
and is in time.
Play.
Heads up play there by the pitcher, Tyler Beardsley. Cronin doing a good job at backing up Castro, who misplayed the ground ball. The backup does the good job and makes the play.
What you had there, good description. What you had was a ground ball that Castro was committing an error. However, heads up ball player there at second base, the Pete Rose of this team, backed up the play, and Beasley, give Beasley credit for running over there and covering first. And between Cronin picking it up and Beasley covering first, it was an out, and that was a big, important out.
So an open bag at first, runners on second and third for the Thunderbolts. There is one out. The Thunderbolts tied this game at 1 with an RBI single from Alamo. He's now at third. On second base is Fukuhara, and the first pitch to Brett Koffel is a strike. 0-1 the count, 1 out, tie game at 1. 1 run on 4 hits for the Bolts, 1 run on 2 hits for the Otters. Beardsley checks the runner Fukuhara at second, fires the 0-1. Breaking ball low and outside to the right-handed batter Koffel. Count even at 1 with 1 out.
Yeah, we got to keep the ball in the infield, the ground ball. The runner on third may score, but you got to keep it here in the infield.
Beardsley digs in on the right side of the rubber. The right-hander from California takes a deep breath, kicks and fires the 1-1. Ground ball to Castro. Will hold the runners at second and third and will tap the first base bag himself for out number 2. Heads up play there by Carlos. Fielded the ground ball. Checked both runners to see if they were going to advance, especially the runner at third and Alamo to go home. And then he quickly touches the first base bag for out number 2.
Good call, but give credit to Beasley as well. He jammed at that batter. He caught that batter with that pitch high up around the letters inside where the batter never had a chance to get the bat around. And that's why it was a blue ground ball. It floated maybe 50 feet in the air and then 2 bounces. And as you say, Carlos looked the runners back, and made the out. Great call, great play by Carlos, and a great pitch by Beasley.
So after the first 3 batters of the inning reached, there are 2 outs. Straub to the plate. He singled back in the 3rd. The first pitch to him is a strike. Count at 0-1, 2 outs. This is going to be a very important sequence right here for both the Otters and the Thunderbolts.
I would say.
Because the Thunderbolts were shut out yesterday. They finally get their first run across the board. Here's the 0-1. This will be a pop-up. Left field. Who's got it? Greasaber and Greasaber will make the catch.
Whoa!
Gould was in the way. But Greasaber with a basket catch for out number 3.
Give Keith a star for that one. That was an outstanding play. JJ shouldn't have been out there. That was in left field. He went beyond his coverage.
We head to the bottom of the 4th with a tie game at 1 from Bosse Field. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters Baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Tie game at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th here at Bosse Field.
And let's go back over that last play. If it wasn't for Keith, I'd tell you what, the Otters would be on the losing side right now. I think runs would have scored. It was, I don't know how we made the catch. Both of them were there, and then he reached down and caught the blow before it hit the ground.
Second pitch to McNamee is fouled away. Count moves to 1-1, excuse me, to Elijah McNamee, or Big Mac as you like to call him.
Yeah, Big Mac.
Haven't had that sandwich at all though. Here's the 1-1. It'll be a breaking ball in the dirt from Belair, the catcher from the Thunderbolts. Count moves it to 2-1 to the former Bulldog of Mississippi State.
You know, if someone walked in McDonald's and said, "Hey, Big Mac," would they know it's him, or would the man behind the counter serve the Big Mac? Hey, Big Mac.
Next pitch is a ball in the dirt. Count moves it 3-1 to McNamee. Belair fires. There's a line drive going past the diving shortstop Martinez. A leadoff single for the Otters with McNamee. First hit today. Third hit of the series.
Now, here we had the similar situation as last time, and I gave my opinion, and I'll restate it. I'd be bunting. I know Phillips is a long ball hitter, but he swings at too many pitches and doesn't make contact. And in this situation, we're in the 4th inning, tie score. I'd be bunting, moving him over.
Phillips is 0 for 1 today. Here's his first pitch. And this will be popped up in the outfield. Playable for Straub and left. And he comes over and makes the catch for out number 1. 1 away.
And Big Hunter Cullen. And my wife grew up on Cullen Avenue.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where is Cullen
That's
Avenue?
in the east side. You know where the old Sears and Roebuck's building is on, was it Washington and Green River?
No.
Well, anyway, Cullen was right down the street.
All right. Hunter today reached on a fielder's choice, and he stole second, back in the second. Throw over to first, not in time. Elijah McNamee on first, reached with a single. Phillips put good contact on that ball, just stayed in the air. Throw over to first once more. McNamee gets back there safely. Cullen hitting .268 on the year with 44 hits, 23 RBIs, 7 home runs, and an on-base percentage of .346. Lefty-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. Be swinging a drive that'll be drifting foul down the first base line. Count moves to 0-1 with 1 out.
Good contact on that play. Inside, high inside pitch. He really unloaded. Too bad he just pulled it too far.
0-1 the count to Cullen, the man from Newport Beach, California. And I got to tell you, I don't know about you, but I'd be pretty jealous if I grew up right on the beach.
Well...
The 0-1 will be a breaking ball in the dirt. Count even at 1 to Cullen.
I grew up on the Jersey Shore, and if I went down to the beach maybe 50 times in my lifetime, that was it.
Okay.
I wasn't a beach guy.
Well, California weather is something completely different that we're not accustomed to. Swinging a drive, it's going to drop for a hit for Cullen. 2 singles for the Otters in this inning, and they're threatening with a runner on scoring position and McNamee at second.
You know, I grew up in the summertime. We were playing baseball. We didn't have time to go to the beach. And where I lived was a gateway to the shore.
Where was that?
South Amboy, New Jersey.
What was the closest beach to you? Lavalette?
Oh, my God. That's far down the road.
Okay.
No.
Seaside Heights?
That's still down the road. I would say...
I'm not too familiar with the North Jersey beaches.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll let you ponder. Swing and a foul ball from J.J. Gould. Count at 0-1. Runners on first and second. McNamee and Cullen have both singled. McNamee at second base.
Well,
Gould batting .203 with 30 hits and 17 RBIs. You were saying?
No, I was going to say, where I lived was the beach, and the next door neighbor.
There's a wild pitch from Bel Air, advances the runners to second and third. The go-ahead run now 90 feet away for the Otters and Elijah McNamee.
Yeah.
Cullen with his speed is now at second.
No, if you go, South Amboy was the gateway to the shore. That was a beautiful beach. And then you had Lawrence Harbor. Then you had Keyport. Then you had Union Beach. And then Atlantic Highlands. You know, that was where that's the highest point in the East Coast, the Atlantic Highlands.
Here's the 1-1 to Gould. The ball upstairs. A questionable call. It was a high strike, a high fastball. But definitely a 50-50 ball. It was up in the zone, about waist high, chest high at most. Good job by JJ, I guess, to lay off a ball. Next pitch is fouled behind home plate. Count now even at 2 with 1 out. Runners on second and third for the Otters. As the wife of manager Andy McCauley is here with her son and daughter. Saw Andy with his children this morning on the way to the ballpark.
Oh, okay. She's a
volleyball
coach at Binghamton.
Binghamton University.
Yeah, New York.
2-2, ground ball that will be fouled on the third base line. Count even at 2, 1 out. McNamee on third. He led off this inning with a single. Hunter Cullen at second. He also singled. And then the runners moved one more base on the wild pitch from Bel Air, the pitcher. Bel Air with 38 strikes and 31 balls heading into this next pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Shallow in the outfield. Martinez will catch it in the air for out number 2. To the plate now is Dave Cronin. He's 1 for 2 with a single and the lone Otters run scored.
The lightning rod or the spark plug or the, what would you say?
I like spark plug.
Spark plug of the team, okay.
The Energizer Bunny?
Yes, there you go. Good call. So you got the rattlesnake and now you got the Bugs Bunny.
With some pizza. First pitch to Dave Cronin. Swinging a drive, that's going to drop for a base hit. Scoring easily from third is McNamee. Rounding third and scoring is Cullen. A 2-run RBI double for Big Dave Cronin gives the Otters a 3-1 lead.
Inside out type swing that drove the ball into left center. And because of his heads up ability, not only did he bring in 2 runs, but he never stopped running. And, of course, he went into second with a beautiful stand-up slide where he didn't need it. He could have walked into second base. It was such a good shot.
You know what I said earlier? The first 3 pitches of an at-bat will be the best ones. It seemed that Dave found a fastball in his strike zone and put a good barrel on that baseball.
Well, I guess, Dave, you're starting to be Vince Scully of the Frontier League.
I wouldn't go that far. First pitch to Greasaber is a ball outside and away. Belt high to the right-handed batter, Greasaber. Otters retake the lead at 3-1. Big hit by Big Dave Cronin. He now stands on second base with the RBI double. That's his nickname in the locker room, Big Dave.
Oh, is that right, Big Dave?
As the next pitch to Greasaber is inside for a ball. Count moves now to 2-0 with 2 outs to the St. Louis native in Greasaber. Unfortunately, he ended his 19-game consecutive hit streak last night. Today, he is 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking and a ground out. Righty-righty matchup, and the pitcher, Belair, will step off the bag and call time.
Do you know Vince Scully is recognized as the #1 baseball broadcaster in the history of broadcasting?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
The 2-0. Swing and a pop-up foul down the first base line. Count moves to 2-1 with 2 outs. The way that made him so effective was his ability to change or interchange stories and the count. He did that effortlessly.
Well, you know, he was a Fordham University second baseman.
He was a Fordham Ram?
Yes.
Okay.
Second baseman, couldn't make it in pro ball, turned to the radio, and won a career. And a good religious man.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yes. When Vince would see me, he'd say, "Hey, there's Bill McCune, brother of Jack McKeon."
That's right. Trader Jack, right?
Yeah, yeah. That was the way he introduced me.
Swing and a late foul ball off the edge of the barrel of the baseball bat of Greasaber. Count moves to 3-2 with 2 outs. And it looked like Greasaber was swinging for the fencers in that particular pitch.
Yeah, and when you got 2 strikes on you, especially on a 3-2 count, you want to be a defensive hitter. You just want to put the ball in play. You know, you don't want that jack up big swing. Just lay the ball bat on the ball.
3-2. It'll be flown to right field and foul. Looks like a fan caught that foul ball on one hop over the fence over there and right.
Oh.
And a souvenir for a lucky fan down on the first base side.
You know, I keep looking at the Bud Light. It's gotten too dark out there now, the Bud Light patio. I've got a grandson and his wife and 2 great-grandchildren out there are guests of their company, and I can't see them, but I know they're out there.
Looks like they're enjoying themselves.
Oh, yes, they are. DJ was a pretty good ball player in his day.
Got it. The payoff pitch will be swung on, foul territory, and that'll actually drop.
Yeah.
It hugs the line, and that'll score David Cronin. Sliding into second. Now going over to third is Greasaber. He's going to come home.
Yep.
And Greasaber will get...
Did he call?
Oh, he calls him out late, and now he gets thrown out.
Now that's interesting.
The crowd doesn't like it. So Cronin scores to extend the Otters' lead to 4. It would be ruled a double.
Right.
And then an error.
Right.
And then tagged out at home.
Right. Now, what was so interesting to me, Dave, is when Keith made that slide at home plate, the umpire did not make a call.
No, he didn't.
Therefore,
he was very, very late.
Therefore, the catcher didn't tag him. And that's when I was waiting for Keith to get up and tag the home, and he probably would have been safe. Now, what occurred in between, I don't know. And next thing we know, the umpire is calling him out and throwing him out at the same time. So now what was said or what, we don't know.
Well, now the Otters might need a new outfielder. Jack Meggs will put on his hat as for the second time in the past couple days, Keith Griesaber has been ejected. We head to the top of the 5th. Otters with a commanding 4-1 lead. Back after this on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at ibew16.net.
The Tri-State Area Marathon service stations are proud supporters of the Evansville Otters. Marathon has over 5,100 Marathon-branded stations nationwide, and a full list of area Marathon stations and a list of daily gas prices are available online at mymarathonstation.com. Marathon provides products which support commercial, industrial, and retail operations. Marathon's slogan is Fueling the American Spirit.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters Baseball. Dave Nguyen on the call. So the Otters take a 4-1 lead. So an RBI is credited to Keith Griesaber. 2 RBIs credited to David Cronin. The RBI double from Griesaber scored Cronin. Then Griesaber advanced to third on the error from the right fielder. And then Griesaber decided to go home. And unfortunately, he was tagged out. Although from our eyes behind the booth, behind home plate, here's the 0-1. Will be a pop-up. Cronin gets back there now. McNamee comes in, and he'll make the catch for out number 1 to the leadoff man and O'Brien to start the top of the 5th. But Griesaber, from yours and my opinion, from our 4 eyes, Griesaber tagged home plate, and I believe, and you believe, he was safe. Unfortunately, the home plate umpire and Brett Brugington called him out. Griesaber had some, we'll call it choice words for the home plate umpire, and was unfortunately tossed and ejected out of the game.
Well, I think you described that call pretty good, and it was, but Andy waved him on, so now Keith did not come in home by himself. Andy waved him on, which is a good call now. It was a brilliant call, and Keith, I thought, was safe because the umpire never made a call. There goes.
Fly ball to right field. Mack is there to make the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, the umpire never made a call. You emphasized the fact that he was in a delayed call, and we didn't understand it in checking with the official score. He actually crawled back, touched home, and the umpire, he must have said something like, what a beautiful night it is. I hope you don't eat at so-and-so's restaurant. It's terrible food. And that's when the umpire got mad and threw him out.
You think that's what he said?
Yeah, something like that. Don't order the hamburgers, get the Big Macs.
Here's the first pitch to Bryn Martinez. There are 2 quick outs as McNamee in right field catches both flyouts. Martinez today is 0 for 2. He was 1 for 3 yesterday with his triple back in the first, and then he walked yesterday. He flew out to left field in the first inning today and grounded out to Castro in the third. Next pitch is low. Count moves to 2-1 to Bryn Martinez. Otters lead 4-1 after 2 RBIs from David Cronin and 1 RBI from Keith Griesaber. Here's a ground ball foul down the first base line. Count now even at 2 with 2 outs. Jack Meggs will be playing left field now after Griesaber unfortunately was ejected from the baseball game. And most likely Meggs will be batting second.
I would hope so. If he's replacing him, yes, he's going to bat in that order. And another interesting story, Dave. Back in 1969, Jacksonville, Florida, my brother was managing Omaha, which was the Royals AAA club, and they were playing somebody, and a new umpire in the American Association was there ahead of time, checked in. I was there.
Swing and a drive to right field. Going back is McNamee. And now Cullen comes in at the last second to make the catch for a 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Beardsley.
But did you notice Hunter was so cool? He just drifted over. Anyway, I'll finish that story next inning.
It's that pole that's in my way. I couldn't see Cullen.
Oh, I know. I'm going to have that pole eliminated, cut down.
We head to the bottom of the fifth. Otters up 4-1 over the Bolts right here on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
This Evansville Otters broadcast is made possible through support from New Image Travel. New Image Travel provides motor coach charter service to the United States and Canada with pickup within a 150-mile radius of Evansville. A full list of New Image Travel's offerings can be found online at newimagecharter.com. New Image Travel can be reached toll-free at 1-800-432-6213. New Image Travel, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. The Tin Fish Restaurant is located at 707 State Street in Newburgh, Indiana. Independently owned and operated, the Tin Fish menu featured salads and sandwiches, as well as seafood platters and combos, and seafood burritos, tacos, and burgers. The Tin Fish Restaurant is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. They can be reached by phone at 812-490-7000. Visit them online at tinfishnewburgh.com. The Tin Fish Restaurant, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters up 4-1. We're in the bottom of the fifth. To the plate is Ryan Long, followed by Carlos Castro. Ground ball by Long, fielded by Coffey at first. Throws over to the pitcher, Belair, and touches the first base bag in time for out number 1 to Ryan Long here in the bottom of the fifth. So 3-1 on the putout. It'll bring up Carlos Castro to the plate. Castro is 1 for 3 yesterday. He's 1 for 2 today with a single. Otters scored 3 runs back in the bottom of the fourth. 2 of them on a 2-run RBI double from David Cronin and another on an RBI double from Griesaber. Castro with a shiny red bat steps into the right side of the box. His first pitch from Belair is low and away for a ball in the dirt. Count at 1-0. So then Griesaber advanced to third on an error from the right fielder and then decided to go home. Here's his 1-0 to Castro, is in there for a called strike. And unfortunately, Griesaber was tagged out at home, although from our eyes, we don't believe Griesaber was out. And there's a ground ball up the middle, and that'll drop for another base hit for Carlos Castro. Poppy is 2 for 3 today.
Well, the assistant commissioner of the Frontier League is here up in the press booth, and I just asked him, I said, what was it? Did Keith ask the wrong restaurant to eat at? And he just looked at me. So anyway, we'll find out later.
So unfortunately, for the second time in 3 days, Keith Griesaber has been ejected from a baseball game.
Oh, that's, I think, $25 or $25.
Is it really? Is there,
yes.
Is there a fine?
Yes. Oh, yes, there's a fine.
Okay.
I think it's 25. I'm not sure now.
Calabrese to the plate. He reached base back in the second on an error from the third baseman, Funk. And then he grounded out to the third baseman, Funk, back in the third. So he's 0 for 1, reaching on an error. Calabrese hitting .272 on the year. He hit his 7th home run of the season yesterday. The 0-1 to Calabrese will be upstairs for a ball count. Even at 1 with 1 out. On first is Castro. Castro had an RBI double yesterday. Today he has 2 singles.
Yeah, anytime you get thrown out of
from the bathroom, right? No, why are you in the bathroom? There's sort of this big hollow room sound to your phone call, so I'm just assuming you're over there in the little girl's room, but I could be wrong. Maybe you just have an enormous house and you're rich. That's it.
Yeah, I live in $1 million home. But anyway, I would like to request a song.
Okay.
Just died in your arms tonight.
Something died because you're calling from the bathroom.
91.5. Enjoy it.
Don't forget who you are. Gotta aim for the stars. I still pray to God. Help me say these bars. They say I'm bizarre. I don't care at all. I'll still be the man. Won't grow up like Peter Pan. Call me Captain Hook, cause once you've had it, you're hooked. Don't be mad at the books that I read and I took. All the advice that I could. Turn my vices to verse. Learn to dice in my words. All this life shit, I'm sure it'll be tough. And we reach for the stars. You make a dream real cool. We dream real fast and we take it slow. You tell me just be where you are. We dream real fast.
The Evansville Otters play here on 91.5 FM WUEV.
Welcome back, and we apologize for the technical difficulties. That's the only bad news that occurred. The good news is that Dakota Phillips hit a grand slam to extend this Otters lead to 8-1.
And I was out of my radio booth chair, and I was standing up, and all of a sudden I watched the left fielder running back and then stop. And from my position, I said, that's a home run.
There was no doubt about it. There is also a pitching change. Hickman came in to relieve Belair, but Belair is responsible for the runners on first, second, and third. And the Otters have now exploded. Phillips, you know what? We were talking about him all day.
Right.
Phillips struck out in the second. He flew out to left in his second at bat. In the fourth, he got a great barrel on that baseball bat and crushed that home run over the left center field wall, over the Budweiser sign. J.J. Gould will strike out, but we'll stay on the air, as I'm sure the fans are wondering what's been going on.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, there was some technical difficulties. We don't know if the switchboard was turned or whatever the case may be, or a power shortage. But we're back on the air. The Otters now have a commanding 8-1 lead. And here's how the fifth inning started for the Otters. Ryan Long grounded out on a grounded to the pitcher or the first baseman and threw the ball to the pitcher, Belair. Castro singled, Calabrese walked, McNamee walked, and then we were cut out. And then while Director of Communications Preston Leinebach was helping out with our technical difficulties, Dakota Phillips stepped to the plate on an 0 for 2 heading into this at his third at bat, and he crushed. I would assume it would be a fastball because a reliever came in after the bases were loaded. So Phillips found a good pitch to swing on, and he crushed that over the Budweiser sign and left center field.
Well, as I've always said, or I keep saying, if you want to record me, and that is Phillips misses too many pitches, but he does have outstanding power. So when he does make contact, he can put the ball over that 400-foot sign out there in center, which I've watched him do twice this year. So he's not limited in power, I'll say that. And I'm happy for him.
So we're here now in the top of the sixth. Beardsley now has a comfortable 8-1 lead.
Yes. And let's hope we can hold it. Just interesting. How many pitchers has the Otters gone 9 innings so far?
I don't know off the top of my head, but no, wait, only one. Two.
All right, I only knew one.
The Irishman went for his almost no-hitter, but other than that, it's been Beardsley.
Okay.
Beardsley has the only the only active Otter that has gone 9 innings.
Right. Okay. That's I was understanding just one, as you said, the Irishman, and however, Beasley, great. Let's say he goes 9 again today.
Well, now you have a comfortable lead. He can just worry on, basically doing his job, but he's a little more relaxed.
Well, let me tell you, 1953, I played with the Eau Claire Braves, and we had a pitcher named George Edwards. And George Edwards, if he was on the mound right now, I'll guarantee you, within 3 innings, the score would be 8-8. For some reason, he was a type of pitcher that when you got a lead, he kind of relaxed too much. He was a great pitcher if he went in losing by 1 or if the score was tied. He'd set them down, but give him a lead, and boy, did he blow it.
So 1-2 the count to Cockrell as we start the top of the 6th. Cockrell is 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Next pitch is fouled to the first base line. Count remains at 1-2.
And while we were off the air, I went down and I talked to the deputy commissioner in the Frontier League, and I asked him how much was it now? Was it 20 or 25 to be when you're ejected? And he informed me, you can't believe this, it is now $50 per being thrown out.
Per ejection?
Yes. So that's $100 Keith owes. And if he's making just X amount of money, that's an awful lot of money to be fined. And the player has to pay, not the club and not the manager.
1-2 the count, or 2-2 the count. Here's the next pitch. Be upstairs for a ball. Count at 3-2. Beardsley sat for quite a while back in the bottom of the 5th when the Otters poured on for 4 runs. One swing of the bat from Dakota Phillips over the left center field wall. And when you're resting for that much time, or you're a little rusty coming out, there's a ground ball to long. Makes that play easy and throws it over to first in time. Good stretch there by Castro to make the play for out number 1.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you are correct, Dave. When you're sitting on that bench too long, you start cooling off. Not only the body temperature goes down, but also the mind, because you're not. Your mind drifts. You're not back into that, let's go, gang. Let's go. Let's get them. And, it could. I once, I had a basketball coach in high school that I said to him one day, I said, Coach, why don't you play? You got a 20-point lead. Why don't you play some of the kids that don't play? He said, I can't take the team out.
Why not?
Because I could do it individually, but I can't take 3 ball players out at one time. He said it's not like a faucet. You don't turn it on and off at the same time. And, he was correct.
1-1 the count to Tyler Alamo, who has the RBI single back in the 4th. Baseball is a weird game sometimes. One swing of the bat can change the outcome or make a big impact on the outcome.
Yeah.
And clearly that was with Phillips' grand slam, and the 3rd time is a charm for him.
Oh, yes, that's you keep repeating that, yes. I hope Mom and Dad are finished with that wedding.
Well, unfortunately, we couldn't call it live on the air, but he had a great swing of the baseball bat. That's just got to boost his confidence. Swing and a drive, that's a base hit in the left field for Alamo. His 2nd hit of the game, he's 2 for 3.
Yeah, he pulled that ball pretty good. Inside fastball, he pulled well.
So if I'm doing my home run tracker, that would be the first grand slam hit by Phillips. I believe that's the first grand slam hit by any Otter.
This year.
It is, yes.
This year, yeah.
And that'll be home run number 7 on the year for Phillips. So Phillips has 7, Calabrese has 8, Cullen has 7, and Castro has 10, Long has 12, and Cronin has 3, Gould has 3. Got a handful of home run hitters on this baseball club.
Oh, yeah. And Phillips has got 4 RBIs, too, which makes him 26, I believe.
So a mound visit from Tyler Beardsley to...
There's something going on here. Here goes Andy, the manager. There goes the trainer.
Sarah Zirk, the athletic trainer. And is something wrong with Calabrese? Well, it appears that way. Well, Bill, we got a fun fact today. Fun fact for you here today. You remember Ricky Henderson?
Oh, yes.
So today, Ricky Henderson got caught for stealing 3 times by the Angels. Not since 1916 has an American leaguer been thrown out 3 times in a game.
I think Ricky still has the record for the leadoff hitter hitting the most home runs. And interesting, when he finished his major league career, or part of his major league career, I don't know if you're cognizant of this, but he was playing for the, let's see now, oh boy.
Was he a Yankee for a little bit, or was he mostly an Athletic?
No, he was a Yankee there for a while. Oh, boy, can you believe I can't think of the town.
2-0, the Count of Fukuhara.
Oh, jeez.
You want me to Google his bio?
No. Whatever it was in the Independent League that we send quite a few of our players for in New Jersey, Central Jersey. And he played a couple of games with them, and before you know it, he was back in the majors. Somerset. There I go.
Somerset, New Jersey. Yep.
Yeah, the Somerset team.
Patriots?
Pardon?
They're the Somerset Patriots.
Patriots, yeah. And he played a couple games with them, and before you know it, he was back in the major leagues.
So 2-1 the count to Taisei Fukuhara. Runner on second base in Alamo. 8-1 Otters. Swinging a drive that'll get through Cronin on the second base side. Rounding third and scoring is Alamo. And an RBI single for Taisei Fukuhara makes this an 8-2 ball game. Still in favor of the Otters.
You know, I'm wondering now, what was the problem that the trainer and Andy both went out to the mound? And with that, here comes the next batter, gets a base hit. I don't see anyone warming up. And I was wondering if, maybe he's got a split finger or a blister on his finger or something.
Maybe. Beardsley has been pitching well. First pitch to Coffey, ground ball to Cronin. Will not field the ball. Now throws over to first, but is not in time.
Would that be E4? E4.
So with 1 out, Alamo singled. He then scored on the Fukuhara single. And now Coffey reaches first base on an error from Cronin. Runners on first and second for the Thunderbolts after allowing the Dakota Phillips grand slam back in the bottom of the fifth. We're in the top of the sixth. Otters with an 8-2 lead after the RBI single from Fukuhara. To the plate now is Brett Koffel following Micah Coffey. First pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt. Count it 1-0 with 1 out.
You know, it's interesting. Our last batter, Coffey, struck out his first time at bat, but got on with an error in left field, and now he's on with an error from second base. So twice he's reached first base on an error. That was one you remember Keith overran it in left field?
That's right. 1-1 the count now to Koffel. Koffel today is 1 for 2 with the single. He singled back in the third. Then he grounded out to Castro in the fourth. Beardsley checks the runner, Fukuhara at second, the 1-1. Ground ball foul down the third base line. Count moves to 1-2. See, do you remember Mel Ott?
Oh, yes.
Well, today in 1927, Mel Ott, at 18 years old, hits his first Major League home run, an inside the park round tripper It is the only inside the park home run of his 511 career homers.
Oh, really?
Swing and a pop-up. Deep center field. Cullen is there and makes the catch for out number 2. Runners advance, at least from second to third, is Fukuhara. And there are runners on the corners with 2 away here in the top of the 6th.
And if you notice what a heads-up play by Hunter Cullen out there in center field, he made
Sometimes
The Evansville Otters play here. The Evansville Otters play here on 91.5 FM WUEV.
All right, we apologize for the technical difficulties that have occurred today, but to the plate is Jack Meggs, and the main reason why Jack is in the ball game today is Keith Griesaber unfortunately was ejected. That occurred back in the 4th inning when he tried to touch home. First pitch to Meggs with 1 out as Cronin was out for out number 1. Cronin was out on the fly out to the third baseman Funk in foul territory for out number 1. So 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Otters have a commanding 8-2 lead, large in part to the grand slam by Dakota Phillips. Next pitch to Meggs is outside for a strike. Count quickly at 0-2.
And I repeat, just breaking news that it is $50 for an ejection. So poor Keith is going to be minus $50 this. Wait a minute, $100 this paycheck.
So Meggs will take a ball outside. Meggs playing left field in place of Griesaber. So Cronin led off with a fly out to third base. Meggs to the plate now. On deck will be Ryan Long. Here's the 1-2 from Hickman. There's a slapper to Martinez at shortstop, and he'll make the play over to first for out number 2.
Meggs hustled down that line. I'd say that. You know, years ago, Dave, when I was playing in Welsh, West Virginia, and something like that of getting thrown out of a ball game that cost you $50, unbelievably, the fans would have taken up a collection to pay the fine. I used to love playing, getting a home run or doing something outstanding, and they take a collection up, and it might be only $25 or $30, but heck, when you're making $150 a month, that was well welcomed.
So Ryan Long to the plate. He takes a first pitch outside for a ball. Count at 1-0, 2 outs, and we still have a really good crowd tonight on 90s night. 90s themed music throughout the day. Next pitch to Ryan Long is dropping in there on the outside corner for a strike. Count even at 1 to the left-handed batter from Crandall, Texas. Hickman on the mound. We didn't get to introduce him back in the 5th inning. Hickman led up the grand slam to Dakota Phillips. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball low and away to Ryan Long. Count quickly at 1-2. And I believe that was a slider from the reliever, Hickman.
I'll agree with you on that. And that 90 music, I don't think they play that at Branson too much.
No?
No.
Okay. 1-2 the count to Long with 2 outs. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 1-2-3 go the Otters. As we are 6 up and 6 down, we head to the 7th. You listen to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network at 91.5 WUEV.
Why Old National Bank? Old National Bank began in 1834 with just one room and a passion for helping people prosper. Today, we are honored and grateful to be the financial partner for so many businesses, families, and individuals like you. From our commitment to safety and security to our promise of service that will exceed your expectations, we want to be your bank for life. Old National Bank, member FDIC.
The local Pepsi bottling group features Pepsi Company products for distribution to retailers and vendors in the tri-state and would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. The Pepsi bottling group has locations at 2605 West Marion Street in Marion, Illinois, 3081 Contronics Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky, and 11733 West Industrial Park Drive in Elberfeld, Indiana. Information on Pepsi products can be found online at PepsiCo.com. Pepsi, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank Signorama Evansville for their support this season. Signorama Evansville is a multi-application supplier of custom-made signs, banners, and decals in the tri-state. Located at 1300 North Royal Avenue in Evansville, Signorama is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. They can be reached by phone at 812-477-7763 and can be found online at signorama.com/in-Evansville. Signorama Evansville, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen on the call. Tyler Beardsley's day is done. He's in line for the win. He went 6 innings, 2 runs. Both of them earned 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. A solid performance for the man from Sacramento, California. On the mound now for the Otters is the man from the United States Military Academy and Cam Opp, the lefty in the pen. And I believe we've seen him once at home, but I got to tell you, Bill, I want you to locate this for me because he throws a fastball, a slider, but he also throws a cutter.
Yeah. Okay. So what's new?
What's new? Nothing really. It's just sometimes a cutter looks like a fastball.
Oh yeah.
So if he ever throws a cutter in this sequence, don't be afraid to point it out.
Well, you know, my eyes aren't as sharp as they used to be, and of course anymore, you know, it all depends upon the break of the ball. Sometimes I could cut fastball. It's just a 1 or 2 inch movement, and that's all it needs. The pitcher needs. You don't get that big slider.
First pitch to the 9-hole hitter Tyler Straub. We're back at the top of the order in Omar O'Bregan. O'Bregan is 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. Here's the 1-0 from Opp. Line drive, it'll drop into left field in front of Meggs for a base hit. Second hit of the series for O'Bregan.
Yeah, and he was batting right-hander this time rather than lefty because he's a switch hitter. Whereas you got a left-hander now, a right-hander was Beasley, so vice versa, switch.
So to the plate now will be Christian Funk. Funk is 0 for 2 with a walk. He struck out in the first, walked in the third, and flew out to right field in the fifth. First pitch from Opp is in there for a strike on the outside corner to the left-handed batter and Funk. Count at 0-1. 8-2 the score, large in part to the Dakota Phillips grand slam that we couldn't call on the air because of technical difficulties, but we're back on, and now there's a quick 0-2 count to Christian Funk after the next pitch from Opp, the man from West Point. He is a fighter pilot. He wants to be a fighter pilot in helicopters in the United States Army. Here's the 0-2. It'll be a breaking ball in the dirt, and Calabrese out there to block the ball to the left side of home plate. Count moves now to 1-2, and Opp will report to flight school after Labor Day.
So technically, he's still in the service.
Yes.
Oh, so he's, I don't understand it, but you're mentioning helicopter school. I'm going to say, my God, that's going to be another year of training. So
the 1-2 to Funk is low in the dirt for a ball.
So he's still a commissioned officer in the United States Army. Okay.
Yep, he has aspirations to be a fighter pilot, and just overall a really good guy, too. I happened to go to the White Sox-Marlins game with him and Taylor Wright during the road trip to Joliet earlier this week, swinging a foul ball behind home plate. And he was born in London, believe it or not. He lived the first part of his life in London for about 10 years. Then he attended high school at, I believe it was called the Christ School in North Carolina. And now he attended the United States Military Academy and is finding at least a home for however long he is here in Evansville, doing what he loves is playing baseball.
Yeah, I give him credit. He's a United States serviceman. He belongs all the credit in the world because they protect the shores of this country and the skies above us.
2-2 the count to Funk. Do you have the funk, Bill?
I'm sorry?
Do you have the funk? Like the song We Got the Funk?
I never heard that.
Gotta have that funk?
I know.
All right. Strikeout to Funk makes out number one.
Okay.
Did that reference go over your head?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
I believe I belong to the Funk House American Legion here in Evansville. I mean, I'm a member of that American Legion post.
The ground ball to Castro. Steps on the back for one to first.
What a double play.
And that'll be a 3-4 double play to get out of the inning. Stretch time at Bossy Field. Otters up 8-2 on the Otters Digital Network and 91.5 WUEV.
7th inning stretch time. Get up and move wherever you are. Unless
The 5th annual Blues on the Rock concert will take place on Sunday, September 1st at Rockport City Park in Rockport, Indiana. Gates open at noon, and live music starts at 2 p.m. with Jonas Cowan, Beyond Blue, Bosco France, Muddy Gut, and headliner Sean Murphy. The event will also feature multiple food and drink vendors as well as an art contest. If you'd like more information on the event, you can contact the River Basin Blues Society at evansvilleblues.com or visit the River Basin Blues Society Facebook page.
Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker. Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker. Tether roof off.
We got to give credit to our radio engineer, Mr. Paul Mattingly, back at the studio on the University of Evansville campus. As it's been a very entertaining game. Dakota Phillips opened up the doors to extend this Otters lead to 8-1 at the time. Unfortunately, we couldn't call it because there were some technical difficulties, but the 7th home run of the year or 8th, home run of the year for Phillips. And he probably needed an RBI in the worst way and got 4 of them on one swing of the bat. So the plate is Carlos Castro as we are in the bottom of the 7th. Bill McCune and Dave Nguyen on the call. Bottom of the 7th. Seven home runs on the year for Phillips. My apologies. 1-0 the count. But also the first grand slam of the year for the Otters.
Oh, yes.
And that'll be a ball upstairs to Castro. Castro today has hit the ball very well. Castro is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a run scored. He's 2 for 3.
He's a much...
ground ball to the shortstop Martinez. Throws over to first.
Ooh.
And that'll get there in time on a hop for out number 1.
Perfect hop.
There's one away.
I was going to say Carlos is probably one of the underrated defensive players in this league. He has saved so many errors for the infielders, like John Mayberry with the old Kansas City Royals.
Oh, wow.
John would be a Big John, they called him, and he saved Paytack. So many errors Paytack would have incurred.
His son played for the Phillies at one point, John Mayberry Jr.
Yes, that's John, yeah. Oh, real gentleman.
I don't know if Mayberry Jr. could live up to his dad's name.
Well, Big John.
His son was pretty big, too. His son, Junior stood about like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, well, that was about the size of John as well. With his height, he snared some of those airplanes going by.
0-1 to Calabrese. To be low and away for a ball. Count even at 1 with 1 out as that pitch was about knee-high away from the right-handed batter Calabrese. Rob today is 0 for 1. He walked and scored a run on the Phillips grand slam. He also reached on an error. Here's a fly ball to the outfield, and that will be caught on a running grab by Fukuhara in center for out number 2. Calabrese has made contact in at least 2 of his 4 at-bats.
Well, here's a man that's been on base every time this evening. 2 walks and 1 base hit.
And 2 runs scored.
And 2 runs scored.
And Elijah McNamee.
Big Mac. I bet he doesn't eat in Burger King at all.
No. He's better than that. First pitch to McNamee. Ground ball fouled down the third base line. Count at 0-1. And there's a lot of versatility amongst these Otters position players.
Well, I would say so.
We got McNamee who can play the outfield. He's played right field. Phillips who can play DH, first base, and catcher. Meggs can play all 3 outfield positions. Grieshaber can play second, shortstop, left field, and a little bit of center.
Yeah, Ryan Long can play third or the outfield as well,
right.
Although he hasn't done it so this year, but he has in the past.
I heard he played a handful of outfield last year. Next pitch to McNamee is low in the dirt. Count moves. So 1-2.
I think the only guy that's locked in is Castro at first.
The 1-2 to McNamee. It'll be a breaking ball in the dirt. Count even at 2 with 2 outs. Game 3 will be tomorrow. 5:05 start on a Sunday afternoon at Bosse Field.
Don't forget to go to church tomorrow morning.
I'll attend chapel with the players. The Reverend gives a good sermon for the players.
Well, as long as one is recognized.
That's right. 2-2 the count after the foul ball from McNamee. It looks like there will be more action in the Otters bullpen as Chris Cepeda will be throwing back here in the Otters pen. Spoke with Chris Cepeda today. He'll be the subject of our Otters interview tomorrow afternoon. The 2-2 will be a breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves full to the new pitcher on the mound for the Windy City Thunderbolts, number 19, Connor Mays, from 6'3", 235 from the Hills, Texas. He last played in the Kansas City Royals rookie affiliate.
Oh, really?
Here's the payoff pitch. It'll be a ground ball to the third baseman, Funk.
What a play. What a play. You know, he's not a bad third baseman. Not a good hitter, but a good third baseman.
Funk cut off the shortstop Martinez, and that'll end the 7th. 7 up, 7 down. We head to the 8th at Bosse Field. Otters up 8-2 on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
Since 1994, Slays Restoration has been assisting tri-state residents clean up and restore their properties after disasters of all kinds. Located at 2121 Cotter Avenue in Evansville, Slays Restoration offers assistance for water damage, fire and smoke damage, mold and biohazard mitigation, complete reconstruction, and much more. Slays Restoration can be reached toll-free 24 hours a day at 1-888-776-8555. It can also be found online at slaysrestoration.com.
SRG Global, a Guardian company, would like to wish the Evansville Otters the best of luck in today's contest. Founded in 1932, SRG Global is one of the world's largest manufacturers of chrome-plated plastic parts for the automotive, commercial truck, and household appliance industry. Located locally at 601 North Congress Avenue in Evansville, SRG Global can be found online at srgglobal.com. They can also be reached in Evansville by phone at 812-477-6151.
Injuries are inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, walking the dog, or falling from a ladder. Injuries happen. When they do, Tri-State Orthopedics offers treatment for sprains, strains, and fractures by medical specialists. Tri-State Orthopedics is located at 225 Cross Lake Drive in Evansville, just north of the Lloyd and I-164. Tri-State Orthopedics can be reached by phone at 812-477-1558. Its urgent care line is 812-474-OUCH. Tri-State Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Opp pitches a scoreless 7th. To the 8th will be Michael Gizzi, a new Otters reliever. Michael has attended 3 colleges in 4 years, graduating from Nova Southeastern. Nova, abbreviated for Northern Virginia. It's a community college. And he also attended Marshall University, as in We Are Marshall.
Yeah, who's the third?
Let me check his bio once more. But
Well,
he was initially a position player, and then he was converted to a pitcher.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not too keen on players who go from one college to another college to another. You see that in basketball a lot, where they're not playing or not getting enough time. You know, here's a basketball player. He only plays say 10 minutes of the game. Oh, I should play more. You know, he scores 2 points and he should score more. Oh, well.
So it would be the State College of Florida, then Marshall, and then Nova Southeastern.
That's an awful lot of jumping. I don't know how you feel, but when you go into a new environment, you're always not sure of yourself. You know, who do you talk to? Who do you pal around with?
I can agree.
Yeah.
This next pitch is fouled behind home plate. We heard that on the roof. Count at 1-2.
You know, it used to be a rule, and I'm talking about, 60, 70 years ago, when you first come into baseball as a rookie, and they used to say, hey, now listen, don't hang around with those old-timers, guys that have been in the league, a year or two, because they're going to lead you down the wrong path. They'll go out and drink and all that stuff. You don't want to associate with them. And, maybe they were right. I don't know. I never associated with any of those people, so whether I was a rookie or whatever.
2-2 the count to Chase Cockrell. Cockrell is 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. One of the 2 runs scored today by the Thunderbolts. The 2-2 ground ball to J.J. Gould. Throws it over to first. And he's safe. J.J. bobbled that ball before he released it from his glove. Is going to be ruled an E6 on the play. To the plate now will be Tyler Alamo. Alamo is 2 for 3 with 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. First pitch from Gizzi is a ball on a fastball upstairs inside to Tyler Alamo. Count at 1-0. Next pitch outside to Alamo. Count moves to 2-0. No outs. We're in the bottom of the 8th.
Now,
or top of the 8th, excuse me.
An observation. If you notice, J.J. is playing normal shortstop now. And that is because there's a runner on first, and you're looking for the double play. So he's got to be closer to second base than he would normally. So that's why he's in the normal the shortstop position, all because of the possible double play. Way to go. Heads up, Dave. Good observation.
Appreciate that. Called strike on the inside corner. Count was at 3-1. No, I think he should play roughly around that same area at shortstop all the time.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'll agree. I'll second that motion.
The 3-1 swing and a miss on a fastball from Gizzy makes the count full to Alamo.
You know, when the guy programmed the baseball, he had a pretty good idea where to put those ball players. When you look out there at those 8 players out there, they cover that ground pretty good.
Payoff pitch, swing and a miss on a high fastball from Gizzy, out number 1.
Pretty good high fastball. You're right.
To the plate now is Taisei Fukuhara. He has the RBI single that occurred in the 6th. He reached on an error in the 4th when Griesaber the ball hit off his glove and left. He also flew out to center back in the 2nd. First pitch from Gizzy is a fastball upstairs for ball 1.
And he has been weak on the breaking pitch, low and inside, and not too many of our pitchers have been throwing there.
1-0, that breaking ball drops in there off speed for a ball upstairs.
Yeah.
Count now moves to 2-0. In there for a strike. Count moves to 2-1. Tonight was a bit of a delayed start as a part of 90s night. There were a handful of pre-game ceremonies here at Bossy Field. And at the end, if you're in the ballpark, stick around for the Otters music video. Swing and a miss on a high fastball once more from Gizzy. It looked like Fukuhara was slapping his baseball bat at that pitch.
Well, I thought he was catching the flies.
Fly swatter out there?
Yeah, they were swirling around his head.
Here's the 2-2. The ball inside upstairs.
Now, repeat, what are you going to do after the game? Sing?
No, there is a music video that myself and 4 Otters players participated in, and the front office did a nice job of editing a music video to the Backstreet Boys' I Want It That Way. Cullen makes a great catch out in center field into the warning track.
I didn't think that guy could hit the ball that far. That was 400, well, exactly, I'm going to say 395 feet.
I'll take you on that one.
Yeah, a few feet shy of going over that fence. That was really hit pretty good. But you notice Hunter, I mean, he is as smooth as a Kentucky racehorse out there. He just glides when he's out there chasing a fly ball.
Well, it's funny you say that as far as smooth for the analogy. One of my favorite sportscasters passed away a few days ago, and Stuart Scott. First pitch to Micah Coffey's upstairs inside for a ball. Count at 1-0. So Stuart Scott was an analyst on SportsCenter, went to the University of North Carolina, and his go-to saying was, that was as smooth, no, that was as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Cool as the other side of a pillow?
Yep.
You know, that is true. At nighttime, I do reverse the pillow, and it is cooler on the other side. You know, what a saying.
Yeah.
You're right.
He trademarked that one. That was his go-to. Unfortunately, he passed away of cancer.
Oh, my God.
The 1-1 is a foul ball down the third base line. He couldn't have been more than in his 40s, and he has 2 young daughters.
That is, it's a deadly disease. I speak from experience, of course.
Yeah.
I've had 3 cases of cancer, and I'm still here. So, you know.
Calabrese will throw down to first to complete the drop third strike, and we head to the bottom of the 8th. Otters up 8-2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th on 91.5 WUEV and the Otters Digital Network.
The Pizza Brick Road always goes to Tyroni's. I'm in the mood for pizza and I'm ready to go. The Pizza Brick Road goes to Tyroni's. So follow me down the Pizza Brick Road. Road down to Tyroni's. The Pizza Brick Road. The Pizza Brick Road always
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Indiana 811.
The Evansville Otters would like to thank the Evansville Courier and Press for their support and coverage of Otters baseball. The Evansville Courier and Press provides news, sports, and weather coverage to the Tri-State, both in a print and online edition. The Evansville Courier and Press can be found online at courierandpress.com, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. The Evansville Courier and Press, a member of the Journal Media Group.
Oh, the golf course, Old Stage Road.
Welcome back to Evansville Otters baseball. Dave Nguyen and Bill McCune on the call. Otters have a commanding 8-2 lead, large in part to the grand slam by Dakota Phillips in his third at-bat of the game.
This has been a pretty good weekend so far for the Otters. Last night 7-0, and tonight 8-2. However, the fat lady hasn't sang yet, so you know, as they say, it's not over until she sings.
So to the plate, or the mound now for the Thunderbolts will be Colby Bloomberg, 6 foot 200 from Carson City, Nevada. He last played for the Lincoln Salt Dogs, who are an independent team in the American Association.
We had one of our last ball players went there a couple of years ago. I don't know how we ever made out, but look out there and you'll see his number 44 on the left field wall there. John. Go ahead.
Schultz.
Yeah.
First pitch to Phillips, who hit the grand slam earlier in the ballgame. That occurred back in the fifth. He's 1 for 3 today with a grand slam. Not a bad day at the yard.
No, I'd say...
Gets a fastball in the outside corner for a called strike. Even count at 1 to Phillips.
I'd take a hit every game, 1 for 3 every game, and I'd be satisfied. That's a 3.33 batting average.
Not bad at all.
No way.
Here's the 1-1. There'll be a ball outside. Count moves to 2-1 to Phillips. The man from Nacogdoches, Texas, and he's one of the more fit guys on this Otters baseball team. And in the offseason, he'll be heading back to Baton Rouge to be an assistant strength coach for the LSU football team. Takes a called strike inside at the belt to even the count at 2.
Well, maybe he knows Michael.
Who's Michael?
Oh, Michael's the big man on the LSU campus.
Okay.
He's in a cage.
Oh, the Tiger.
Yes, Michael the Tiger.
There we
right.
go. The 2-2 swing and a miss for a strikeout to start the bottom of the 8th for Phillips.
Michael the Tiger, you're right.
So, are you a college football fan at all?
Oh,
or?
yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
You're a football fan in general?
Yes.
Okay. Who's your team?
Notre Dame.
Okay.
New York Giants.
And the Giants?
Yes.
Oh, man. Well, you know, training camp has started.
Oh.
The Giants are unfortunately, they have one of their receivers tore their ACL. Another one is suspended due to off-the-field issues.
And how's the quarterback?
Eli, well, he's still trucking along. Ground ball down the third base line to Cullen. Moves the count to 0-1.
I think I told you that I, as a scout for the Kansas City Royals, we drafted his father, Archie Manning.
Archie.
Yeah. I saw him play down in Baton Rouge at LSU. In fact, it was in the LSU campus.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you know Dizzy Dean?
I never met him, no.
Okay. Do you know of him? Swing and a miss for Cullen to make the count at 0-2.
Who's that?
Dizzy Dean and Al Simmons.
Al Simmons? No, I know of him, but I don't know. No.
In 1953, Dizzy Dean and Al Simmons were inducted into the Hall of Fame, along with enshrinees Chief Bender,
Chief Bender.
Bobby
Really?
Wallace, and Harry Wright.
Okay, I knew Chief Bender.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Who was Chief Bender?
He was a pitcher.
Okay.
And I think it was Cincinnati. I believe it was Cincinnati.
Okay. Let's see. Today in 1983, as there's an 0-2 count to Hunter Cullen with one out. 1983, while picking up his first win as a manager for the Royals, Gaylord Perry and joins Nolan Ryan and Steve Carlton as the third pitcher this season to reach 3,500 career strikeouts, fanning 4 Indians in a 5-4 victory to raise his total to 3,501. So Gaylord Perry of the Royals threw his 3,501st career strikeout.
Gaylord was not a regular Royal. I mean, original Royal.
No?
No.
Where was he from?
I think he was originally a Giant, San Francisco Giant, but I'm not sure. But no, I can name the original Kansas City Royals we had.
Hunter Cullen gets a called strike 3 on the outside corner for out number 2. So back-to-back Ks for Blueberg, and to the plate will be J.J. Gould.
I'm trying to fetch the name in my mind now of when we were sitting discussing. Kansas City Royals was an expansion team. And I was one of the original 8 Kansas City employees. And we had freedom to go out and get everybody and, scout everybody. And one of the things was
ground ball to the pitcher. Blueberg toss over to first. A 1-2-3 inning for Blueberg. But go ahead, what were you saying?
I was going to say, so each major league team could only protect 25 out of the original 40. So that left 15, and it was our job, the original 8 people. We would give an opinion of who we wanted. And so then when we had the big selection, we were, oh, my God, I can't think of a great Yankee manager, Kansas City player. Anyway. When we're there, Cedric Giles, our general manager, says, I just made a trade. He said, we were trading with somebody, and we made a trade with Seattle, which was another expansion team, and we got so-and-so. Even though both are crazy, we think we got the less crazier guy.
Okay.
And, oh, my God, he went on to be one of the great Kansas City outfielders. New York Yankee manager, oh, boy. And he was a weirdo, I tell you that. Oh, my God. He's from Tampa, Florida. Oh, boy. Yeah, I know Mr. Bussing's listening, and he's going to he'll telegraph the answer.
So on the mound now for the Otters will be Drew Byer. So the win still in line for Tyler Beardsley. Ops pitched to scoreless 7th. Gizzy pitched to scoreless 8th. Byer on the mound to close things out for the Otters. Non-safe situation, but hoping to get the Otters out with an 8-2 victory.
Look up the we on here.
Let's see. Also today, in 1984, Pete Rose collected his 3,053rd hit. He singled off of Steve Carlton, so. Pete Rose was with the Phillies from 80 to 83, and then he was with Montreal, I believe, in 84. And he singled off Carlton in the 7th inning, and the Expos 6-1 win over the Phillies, where he passed Ty Cobb in baseball's all-time singles king. Charlie Hustle, as he was known, right?
Yeah, that was his nickname, and he and my brother do not agree on many things, and yet my brother was nice enough to bring up his son, Pete Rose Jr., who, by the way, managed Florence at one time in this league.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. And my brother brought him up just as a courtesy to Pete Sr., and, of course, he let him play in a game or two, and, of course, that was it. And Pete thought, oh, my God, my son, he should be in the majors all the time. Well, he couldn't play in this league.
Was the name you're thinking of, was it Billy Martin?
No, it wasn't Martin.
Okay. First pitch from Drew Byer to Brett Koffel, drops in there for a strike.
I knew Billy Martin, but no, it wasn't him.
Okay. 1-0. Oh, it was actually, yeah. So it's 0-1 the count. Here's the next pitch. It'd be a foul ball into the Otters dugout. Count moves to 0-2.
I'll be on my way home, and then all of a sudden it'll flash in my mind. I'll say, "Oh, too late now." I'll try to remember tomorrow night, and then when I get home, I forgot it as well. Senior moment.
Here's the 1-1, or 0-2, excuse me. Now 2-1. Let's see. Was it Lou Piniella?
That's who it is, Louie, yes.
You familiar with Louie?
Oh, who am I?
He was a rowdy manager, to say the least.
Oh, yeah. Well, again.
But he went to bat for his players.
Yeah, well, again, my brother was managing the Royals, and, of course, Lou was playing as well. And we were in Kansas City. We were in New York, Yankee Stadium. And there he was. One of the players was pushing him in the garbage can. And anyway, I got a little message about my wife.
No worries.
There was one of the players pushing him around in the tunnels of Yankee Stadium. And Dr. Riley was one of the psychiatrists that traveled with the team.
This pitch is swung on and drifting fair to the left field wall. Meggs will play it off the wall, and standing at second base with a double is a pinch hitter in Jordan Swiss.
Yeah. So anyway, I said to Doc Riley, I said, "Doc," I said, "you ought to talk to that guy." I said, "He's weird. You know, we knew when we got him he was weird, but he's got problems." And Doc Riley said to me, being honest, "Bill, I can't help him. You never, in the psychology world, you can't help anyone unless they come to you." So anyway, Lou was, 0 for 4, 1 for 5. And then the next thing, I was down there I was in Baltimore, and I ran into Doc, and I said, "Hey, Doc, you must have talked to Lou." I said, "Now he's getting 2 for 3, 1 for 3, and so on." He said, "Yeah, he finally came to me." And we had a little discussion, and that's what he needed. But they say, until you ask for help, you can't be helped. Yeah, Lou.
1-0 is swung on and miss from Omar O'Brien at the top of the order. Count even at 1. Otters up 8-2. Top of the 9th. Bayer on the mound with 1 out. On second base is Swiss with the pinch hit double. And I want to credit Mr. Matt Siegel for giving us the answer. Bobby Siegel's brother, the hitting coach of the Otters.
Oh, for Lou Piniella. Well,
Yep.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. It's good to know people are listening. Thank you.
2-1 the count, and Matt is an excellent guy.
Oh, yeah. He's
family man, of course. 2-1 is outside for a ball. Count moves at 3-1. He has a baby girl who is, I believe, no more than a year old.
Well, I enjoy him when he's out there in Gateway, I believe it is.
Yes.
And he always entertains with you for a couple innings, and it does an excellent job.
Yeah. He was on the broadcast when I tried out the donut burger.
Oh, I remember that well. I remember that well.
Believe it or not, the glaze from the Krispy Kreme donut was able to mesh well with the bacon and the cheese as well as the burger patty. But it's a one-time thing. I won't have it again.
Well, I remember Matt saying, "Well, go ahead down. I'll take over the inning, and you go down and get something to eat." And you got one of those.
The payoff pitch is a fly ball to left. Meggs on his horse. Can he get there?
Nope.
No, he can. It's going to drop for a fair ball. Rounding third and scoring is Swiss. And that will be an RBI double for O'Brien. And it will be an 8-3 ball game.
Yeah, well, right now it's just a mop-up game, and that's why, they're hustling out there, but these runs don't matter right now because you got 1 out, you're in the 9th inning, and you still have a substantial lead of 4 runs. And there, the scoreboard is still under
manual
operation.
I think there might be plans to get a new scoreboard.
Really?
I think there might be plans to get a new one rather than fix it.
Well, now
as Beyer drops a strike in there to Christian Funk.
I believe I'm correct, but I wouldn't bet the ranch. But I believe the movie people, the League of Their Own, paid for that scoreboard.
Oh, did they? Another called strike. Count quickly 0-2 to Funk. Funk has 2 strikeouts, a walk, and a flyout. He's over 3.
When the League of Their Own came in to make that movie here, the movie people that came in to make League of Their Own, I'll tell you, they did a tremendous job of fixing the roof, they painted the seats, and I believe the new scoreboard, and they spent a lot of money in this ballpark, which again was very, very graciously accepted.
1-2 the count to Funk. 1 away. Runner on second base in O'Bregan. Here's the 1-2 from Beyer. We have fastball outside. Count even at 2 with an out. Game 3 tomorrow. 5:05 start between the Otters and Thunderbolts. It'll be Jake Welch on the mound. And he'll be posed by Chris Washington, a left-handed pitcher. Pre-game at 4:45 Central Time. 2-2 swing and a miss for strike 3.
That's 2 outs, 1 more to go, and we can wrap this up, and we can go home. My wife's waiting for me outside, I understand. I got a little message here from one of our fans who was courteous enough to come up and give me the little note. Betty's waiting out front. She's okay. Don't worry. She'll wait for you.
It's very nice to meet her, by the way. She's very sweet.
Well, 60-plus years, she used to wait outside for me when I was a player here, and it was always interesting that all the wives used to wait for the players or girlfriends.
Tradition still holds today.
Oh, yeah. Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
0-1 the count to Martinez. Here's the next pitch. Ground ball off the pitcher's mound. Cronin will not throw over. And runners now on the corners for the Thunderbolts. An infield single for Martinez.
Now that's what you call a bleeder. It just got by the pitcher who was not in a fielding position. And it just trickled slowly.
Well, it looks like you were right, Bill.
I called 3,000, and last night I called 43, and I had 4,085. Tonight was 3,035. Was that correct?
Yes.
Well, I try to count every one.
First pitch from Beyer is a breaking ball in the dirt. Count moves to 1-0. 2 outs. Otters need an out any way they can to close out the game. They have an 8-3 lead, large in part to the grand slam by Dakota Phillips. And in a way, the Otters started out early and often. They had the 2-run RBI single, or 2-run RBI double by Cronin in the 4th. They had the sac fly RBI by Long in the 1st. Swing and a miss on a fastball from Beyer to Chase Cockrell. Count moves to 1-1.
But the interesting thing, Dave, is the Otters scored a run in the first inning last night and tonight, all because of that man that's playing third base down there, Ryan Long. Last night he got the hit that drove in the run. Tonight he got the sacrifice fly.
That's right.
So he set the table early. And the Hunters did a pretty good job last night and tonight. Let's hope tomorrow Mr. Long does the same thing.
2-1 the count. 2 outs to Cockrell. Cockrell today he has a hit, a double, and a run scored back in the 4th. I'll pop this one up, and that'll be drifting foul to even the count at 2. Beyer needs one more strike to get the Otters out of the inning. We have the Ivy Leaguer and Taylor Wright warming up in the bullpen down there if necessary. Otters currently holding an 8-3 lead. Otters have 8 runs on 8 hits, 3 runs on 10 hits, and 2 errors for the Thunderbolts. 3 errors charged to the Otters. Swing and a miss, and that'll end the inning. A strikeout ends game number 2 with the Otters taking game 2 by a score of 8-3. We'll come back with the final totals as well as the score around the Frontier League. You're listening to Evansville Otters Baseball on the Otters Digital Network in 91.5 WUEV.
GD Ritzy's is a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball. GD Ritzy's menu features hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches, old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly, and ice cream. With 3 Evansville locations: west at 4810 University Drive, on the north side at 4320 North 1st Avenue, and on the east side at 601 North Green River Road. GD Ritzy's is open from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. GD Ritzy's, a proud supporter of the Evansville Otters.
Heritage Federal Credit Union has 7 full-service branches in both Evansville and Newburgh, serving more than 38,000 members. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Vanderburgh or Warwick County. Heritage Federal Credit Union offers mortgage and consumer loans, checking and savings accounts, as well as online banking for members. Heritage Federal Credit Union can be reached toll-free by phone at 1-800-858-1693. It can also be found online at hfcu.info.
The Hoosier Lottery began selling lottery tickets on October 13, 1989. Since then, the Hoosier Lottery has offered hundreds of different games, awarded prizes to millions of players, and given billions of dollars to the state of Indiana. The Hoosier Lottery's mission is to responsibly provide innovative and entertaining lottery games for the benefit of the citizens of Indiana. To learn more about the Hoosier Lottery, visit them online at HoosierLottery.com. The Hoosier Lottery, a proud supporter of Evansville Otters baseball.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Chapter 16, would like to take time to say, Go Otters! The IBEW Local 16's jurisdiction includes 13 counties in southwestern Indiana, as well as Wabash County in Illinois. Its members are divided into several categories of electrical work, including inside construction, maintenance electric, residential wiring, and sign classifications. More information on IBEW Local 16 can be found online at IBEW16.net.
Add another 30.
My pleasure. Thank you for coming. Thanks.
All right. Welcome back to the Otters postgame show. We were just meeting the family members of the Otters closer, Taylor Raymond. His whole family's in town, and we couldn't find a better way to close out the night. The Otters win by a final score of 8-3.
Right.
And there's an overall great effort for the Otters tonight. They came out swinging just like they did last night. And they're able to score their first run thanks to Ryan Wall once again.
And the only difference between last night and tonight, we had pretty good pitching, we had good hitting. However, our defense wasn't there tonight. We had 3 errors, and unfortunately, they didn't hurt us. And that's beneficial. Many times, that one big error costs you a ball game. But we overcame the 3 errors, and the Otters are on a roll. And but Dave, we just enjoyed the presence of Mr. Wright, who came into the booth just to say hello. That was nice.
So we'll get to the final totals. More importantly, the scores around the Frontier League. Otters again win by a final score of 8-3. The final score in Marion, Illinois, 2-1 Florence over Southern Illinois. So the Otters aren't able to gain a game against the Florence Freedom.
We didn't gain a game?
Did not.
No. So we're, 3 games?
Still 3 games back. The final score from Schaumburg, Illinois. The Boomers defeat the Wild Things, actually in Washington, by a final score of 7-6. Joliet against Gateway. The Slammers lead the Grizzlies by a score of 4-2 in the 8th inning. And the Lake Erie Crushers are leading the River City Rascals by a score of 4-0 Otters win 8-3. Bill will be on the booth tomorrow on the air with Mr. Paul Bragan on the engineer tomorrow. Mattingly has the day off.
Well, let's put it this way. We're very fortunate to have two Bulls back at the radio station, and both do excellent jobs.
Right.
They keep us on the air, and they alert us to what problems we have. And I know we don't have that many, but they do let us know. And we're honored, I'm honored anyway, to have worked with these guys for years. So, anyway, back to Paul.
Bill June, Mr. Paul, I'm Dave Lynn. Have a great night, everyone, and go on.